Arch, you're late. You're fucking 5 minutes late, fatso. Hey, you're late. You're late. You're late. Get on the screen now. You're late. You're late. Run an intro. Which intro? Which room?
Fuck you and your oyster perpetual. Stick it up your fucking ass. I don't fucking want it.
I haven't.
Which one do I run? Hey, which one do I run? Which one?
Come
the
on,
shroom.
mate, I'm not like the shroom! The shroom! I'm not like the shroom! Answer me call, man. Come on. I'm a big fan, man. Come on. Answer the call, Arch. Love the pontiff! Love the pontiff!
Good morning, Vietnam. Hello, it's Archie Luxury. We are back, and hello. It's Archie Luxury. We are back. This is the Archie Luxury Hour, and we are pumping live. Guys, we had a great day. Now, I had a few commitments. Let me tell you a few commitments. I promised the Zeal, the Tan. Actually, it was Gin Tingler. The Tingler. He gave me money. He gave me money to buy some wine. That's what he did. He gave me money. He said, go out and get some good bottles of something nice. So I got a Jacobs Creek Shiraz. This was at Dan Murphy's, vintage 2016. Not a bad drop. I got that. That was actually, it's a seller release. I thought that was a nice drop actually. Seller release there. Why not? Get that. That's okay. So I got 2 bottles of Jacobs Creek seller release. And I also got 2 bottles of Canungra Hill Penfolds. These were on discount. They're about 16. 2 were 16 and 2 were $17 with Dan Mercy discount. So 4 bottles of decent red. 4 bottles of decent red. Why not? Not a bad start to the day. 4 bottles of decent red. That's correct. So that was for the Tingler. And the Tingler's that's not it. I also bought a case of Jacob Creek Classic Chardonnay. Classic Chardonnay. I'll take those out. I put some in the fridge. These are just the ones that didn't go in the refrigerator. So there we go, guys. That is the Gin Tingler. He wanted me to buy some nice alcoholic drinks. You can buy me a drink on the stream. I don't want to get too shit-faced, to be honest with you, but hey, Tingler wanted me to buy something. And actually, I'll tell you something true. The Penfolds, I actually bought that when I was near Albury. And I remember drinking some Albury with a great fan of mine. Fuck. Good memories. Okay, we've got a first super chat of the night on there. Sam Davidson, £5. Love the Pontiff. Now, guys, the topic that has come out. Let's get this article up on the screen and we can see for ourselves here. This is actually a Luxury Bazaar article. Patek Philippe CUBITUS. CUBITUS. All the rumors of a new release on October 17. In 2023, Patek Philippe told customers to expect a brand new line of watches by 2024. Based on a trademark CUBITUS that the legendary Swiss brand was granted a few years ago. Blah, 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 blah. Many Patek enthusiasts are expecting a sporty entry-level line of CUBITUS Patek watches. Okay, we'll break down all the rumors. Okay, so have a look with sports. Look at that. Let's have a look here. What did he say? The design is done and the prototype is ready. You should not only do $1 million watch. We have people who are passionate about watches who can spend a maximum of 30 or 40,000 on a watch. Okay, so 30 to 40,000. Patek Philippe sports watches. Okay, so they go beyond the level. Okay, fair enough. The Aquanaut and Nautilus have gone past that, which is why Audemars versus Patek argument hilts heavily in AP's favor when you're talking about sports watches under 40 grand. What's happening? Patek has invited some serious collectors to a private new release event in Munich. I've heard from people close to Patek it's a diver, but take that with, oh, fuck. Okay, so what do we got here? We got, all we've got is a fucking dial. We've got a dial is okay. We got a dial. That was the model I had before. Okay, so what does it fill exactly? So this watch here. Okay, so wow, there we go. That's the rumor. Patek Philippe CUBITUS. Now let's have a look. What is the word? What does that bring up there? Are there pictures, images? Boom. Let's have a look. I want to see fucking. What's it going to look like? That's not it. It's supposed to be a diver. It's going to be a diver. A diver. What do you think of that? It's going to be a diver. I don't know about that. A diver. What is it going to look like? Like these are Aquanauts, Nautiluses. Okay, I get it. It's a new line of Patek. Do we see any? I don't see any. It'll probably be using that automatic movement. That's a fair point. What do I think? Is it exciting? Is it amazing? Yeah. Look, this here is their. That's a watch they released. Beautiful watch. Look at that. Look at that. So, guys, what do you think? Well, I got to be totally honest with you. I haven't seen anything. It sounds like it could be happening. What do you think of that, guys? It's certainly something that could be on the cards there. Another sports Patek. Sports Patek. What do you think of that? Wow, fuck. And the interesting thing is it comes in just as the market is contracting. The market is contracting. But see, the thing is, Patek people, these are not people who are worried about the cost of living. These aren't people who have nothing in their checking account to pay for groceries. These are really well-off fuckers. These are well-off. These are fucking well-off. So what do I think? You know, I tell you, I think it'll be a new line. See, they've had a number of lines. You know, this is not the first time they've had lines. Let's have a look at some of the other lines that they've had in the past. What have they done? Patek Philippe, they've had some. Absolutely. They had the Neptune. Remember the Neptune? Let's have a look. Patek Neptune. Let's call that fucker up. They had the Neptune. I mean, that's nautical going, isn't it? Let's have a look. These are Neptunes. What do you think of that? Neptune. I think this here. Let's get some cues. This was their last. Neptune was kind of Cartier's answer to the lounge lizard watch. See, in the 80s and 90s, you had something called the lounge lizard watch. Leisure Suit Larry. Do you remember Leisure Suit Larry? Remember that? It was that amazing video game, Leisure Suit Larry. And what happened with Leisure Suit Larry was that he's the sort of dude who would wear he wore that linen suit and he was out there. Leisure Suit Larry, that was the sort of person who would wear a Neptune. He would wear a Neptune. That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's a Neptune wearer. Neptune. So these watches, I've got to be honest with you, I suspect that they will be very much bracelet and strap and rubber. I do believe that. That's what I do believe. We've got Jay Anthony joining us. Hello, Jay Anthony. How are you today?
Good evening, sir. I guess good morning where you are, no?
Yes, good morning. So tell me, what do you think of this? Is Patek releasing a new line? What do you think of these rumors?
I really hope so. Yeah, the Neptune I thought was a good mention on your part. It's kind of forgotten at this point, and the current line, the Aquanaut and the Nautilus, are unobtainable at this point. So yeah. I'm excited, but are we ever going to be able to get one? I don't know.
See, the thing is, I think they didn't want to release more. They didn't want to damage the exclusivity of the brand. So I think, okay, we'll bring something else out, and it's a watch for the times. So the funny thing is, Lange brought out the Odysseus, right? Which Lange has never done before. Let's just bring that up there. So the Lange, that came out. This came out. See, Lange was supposed to not get involved in sports watches. This is what they brought out. And I got to be honest with you, it sounds like Richmond had a management meeting, okay? They said, fuck, we got this golden brand. We need to bring out a fucking sports watch. Okay, what do we want? We want a Jubilee. We want a Rolex Jubilee style bracelet. It needs to be sports watch. Jubilee style bracelet. It needs to be steel. They love blue. Blue is the hot color for the dial. It needs to be this. And you know what? You know what happens, don't you? They brought it out to market because they want to run a business. They're running a business. I
got to be honest with you. I don't like this watch either. I'm going to see it next week in the flesh, but to me, the bracelet's too wide. I don't like the lug widths. I think it looks kind of awkward, but I'm hoping in person it looks better.
It goes against everything Lange does, but fuck, they had to do it because the money. HR, how are you, HR?
Hey, Arch. Hey, Jay Anthony. Let's do a quick pivot. Can we talk about your current collection, Arch, and your favourite one and done? Because I don't think we've covered that before.
My favourite one and done. You know what? I'll tell you something. My current collection itself there, I got to tell you something, HR man. You know what? Any of my watches could be a one and done. That's what I try and do. And I've got to tell you the honest to God truth. Every watch I have is a potential one and done.
Well, can you pull up a picture of your current collection? Let's go through it again.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. So let's have a look at this current collection. Every piece is a potential one and done. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Any of these, Jay Anthony, you could back me up on this. Any of these could be a one and done. Look at this. You got your front row, 3 steel. You got your Speedmaster. Speedmaster, that's what Mike the Snake has. That's a quintessential quality Omega. That's all you really fucking need. You know, that watch.
I don't want a manual wind. I want an automatic.
The only negative is it is not waterproof and it's not automatic, but that's part of the history of it. It's the legendary history. You don't want the automatic one. We got another super chat. Patel Philippe,
Wow.
$50. Thanks to Jay Anthony for joining the show. Thank you, Jay Anthony, for joining our wonderful show. Thank you so much.
Arch, you've got an empty space there. You need to fill it, big boy.
Don't tempt him. He needs one to always be getting away. I
Look
agree
how
with you.
lonely it is. You're not complete, Arch.
Right, let me say this to you. Okay, so then you said, I want an automatic. Okay, so I think the Zenith would be the perfect one because it's automatic. It's actually the first automatic chronograph. That's what the claim to fame. It came out in the late 60s, 1969. Here we go. Automatic, famous chronograph. High beat. This is a column wheel chronograph. Very, very much bang per buck. You can wear it on leather. I've got a leather strap, and I've also got rubber. Sports.
Let me tell you something here. After looking at this collection, there suddenly are some shitters in the mist.
Then we got the Explorer 2. Explorer 2 Polar. Perfect. That's a one and done watch.
That is a one and done. I've got to be honest. That is a one and done, that one.
Look at the bluesy. That is a perfect one and done. What more do you want?
Arch, remember I said about Mum getting the call from the AD? You seemed a bit sceptical. You seemed a bit dubious. Unpack that for me, Arch, because it's been playing on my brain when I've been firing people at work. Why were you sceptical? You weren't full of joy, Arch.
These watches here, these look at that, the JLC 18K rose gold.
Answer the question.
Size. What's that?
You were very skeptical. You weren't positive. You weren't enthusiastic when I said Mother's going to be getting a bluesy from the AD. I need you to unpack that, Arch. Do me a soul reading on that.
They're no longer hot.
My mum's not hot.
They're no longer hot. Watch. It's nothing special.
Arch, my mum's 60. She's gone past her special stage.
Very quickly, we got a super chat from JT Montreal, $2.80. Archer, show us real watches, big boy. Yes. Very quickly, top row, the Breguet, 18K Breguet. That is a one and done. You could wear that, enjoy it. Fucking just lovely watch. The Patek Philippe, world time, fucking enjoy.
That's beautiful. What you need to do, Arch, get rid of that first one. Get rid of that one and get rid of the one on the end and the one next to the sub. Get rid of the Zenith, top left, top right, and you've got a bang-on collection. Get rid of the shitters. You need to do some Swedish house cleaning. Some Swedish death cleaning.
Swedish death cleaning. So I got to tell you, seriously, let me show you. I tell you something, as far as watches go, by the way, I've already got a video for next week on the Archie Luxury stream. Cool car or cool watch. That's what I'm putting together as a review there. Cool car.
That sounds cool, Arch. Arch, I'm about to jump off, but I need to address one thing with you. I know Eddie was saying that when Jock was in the army, he wasn't actually on the front line. He was actually cleaning other people's laundry.
Hey! We don't want to even discuss this. That's
why. Why? Answer the question, Arch. This is what I'm on.
Sorry?
Answer the question. This is why I came on. I need to know the facts. Arch. Was he really in the army? What happened?
Hey, it's none of our business. Let's just avoid that topic. Okay?
Arch, come on.
It's just, I don't want to tease or stir people. He's okay. Just leave him alone. He's okay. Let me show you something. We've got a super chat here from Patek Philippe, $5. AC3, show J. Anthony the alleged photo leak of the new Patek line CUBITUS. Tell us your thoughts and how it should look. It's in your WhatsApp. Thank you for sending that to me, Dan. And all it is actually a style.
I looked it up earlier. It looks really intricate. It almost looks like it has multiple levels to it, which if it does will be really cool.
I must say I'm disappointed. Okay, let me say this to you. I am disappointed. I show you something. Can I show you class with art?
Yeah.
Let me show you some
Yes.
with art. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to bring this up for you now. This is class. Look at this. I'm going to show this to you now. Look at that. This is what one and done is like. Look at that. 18K rose gold. Look at that. Look at that. The layering. Look at the layering. Fuck me dead. Bargain, bargain.
Are the numbers in Comic Sans font?
Look at that. Fuck. Look at that. That is a sports chronograph. That is
get rid of this. Get rid of this watch.
I tell you what, look at this picture here.
That top row is A class, Arch.
That is a collection. That's all you need. That is actually, I don't understand. J. Anthony, why the fuck didn't I stop when I had this and said enough?
Because you got burgled.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's call up. This is the photo that Tan has sent me. Call this photo up now. Let's have a look at it.
That Zenith, by the way, you get a lot of shit for that. A lot of people in this chat clearly don't know that Rolex used that movement in the Daytona for years. So
exactly. This
is people speaking about stuff they don't understand.
Arch, mummy's calling me. Gotta go.
Okay. There we go. This is the dial. Very interesting, intricate dial. This is, look at this. So it's very much like a Nautilus dial because the Nautilus has that wavy pattern there. Interesting color. I got to be honest with you. Is this a square case, a circular? What sort of case would this be? This is sort of saying it'd be a square sort of watch, a sports square watch. What the fuck? Very interesting.
I kind of wonder if that's just a dial from a Nautilus that because the case covers up the dial, you don't see the full shape of it. I kind of wonder if this is a screwed up leak, if somebody's just screwing around. Yeah,
no, that's exactly it. It's I got to be honest with you, it's going to be fantastic. I tell you what I think is a shame, but J. Anthony, can I play devil's advocate to you?
Absolutely, I love that game.
It's a shame that Patek has to release something. They've become a really big business. Like, they're ultra luxury. Well, I don't think they're ultra luxury. They used to be ultra luxury, right? Ultra luxury now would be Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Maybe FP Jean.
Yes.
Maybe, Google Force. You know what I mean? That's kind of ultra luxury. It's like Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz in the 60s and 70s, they were a fucking expensive car. And I got to be honest with you, and BMW is the same.
Yep.
They've now become much more mass-produced, much more. Yes, they're a luxury car still. They're definitely not cheap. I think they're not really good value. To be totally honest with you, my father's Mercedes just came back from a service. I said to him, "Oh, Dad, it needs a service. I'll do it whilst you're away." Fuck me, Dad. I was thinking $800, $600, $700.
Mm-hmm.
2.5. Fuck. This is not a dealer. It's an independent. Okay.
Like the service A or B or what do they call it? 1 and 2.
Service A, but he had a number of problems. Like they said to me, we checked the brake fluid. There's moisture there. We should really drain that. So that's 300. You know what I mean? Like they're not lying. They're just telling you these cars are not cheap. Okay.
So my real feeling on this is somewhat Lexus's fault, and I've owned a lot of Lexus. I love Lexus, but the W series Mercedes, like the 126s, the old school Mercedes, the big body Benzes, totally different era. Like money no object, build the best you can, then put a price on it. All right, the W140 is probably one of the last ones they are. BMW up to the early 2000s, and then Lexus came out with a, albeit probably more boring, higher quality product in the 90s at a much cheaper price. And then they started chasing the market downstream to get the value play. And they started cutting corners on quality and trying to chase down the market. And they introduced all these cheaper cars with plasticky interiors to put their badge on it. And I think they just kind of lost their way ever since. And then to your point, they're charging $300 an hour shop times, and they're milking people on the service. I mean, Porsche charges $1,000 for an oil change now. I mean, how in the hell do you say that's okay? It's nutty.
Yeah, that is just. What are you drinking, by the way? There.
This is espresso.
Oh, espresso. Okay, good. I gotta say to you guys, if the Tingler's watching, I'll have a wine if you want me to. I gotta tell you something. The big thing that I'm disappointed with is with this Patek is now. It used to be they never gave a fuck, right? They were small, compact company. Now they've built a big factory. They've geared up, right? They've geared up for these. They got to have economies of scale. They have to produce so many units to break even. They've turned from being a real niche, intricate player into becoming so much more mainstream.
Yeah, it's kind of like Aaron. So it used to be a thing only people knew, and now everybody knows. It's the thing to know.
And I kind of think, Patek. Nobody knew what a Patek was in the 90s, really, did they? Unless you were a watch geek. No one really knew. Now it's become so mainstream. You know what I mean? It's sort of. I got to be honest with you. When I was a kid, okay, I grew up. I'm a little bit older than you. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We didn't have internet. We had TV. Okay. We didn't have cable TV in Australia. That came mid 90s cable TV came out. And I mean, to be honest with you, your information source, there wasn't a lot of information on this stuff. You know what I mean? Like now, if I am interested in Mercedes-Benzes or in watches, I just Google it. What is a Patek World Time? What is...
Yep.
You would find out exactly. Oh, okay, this is what it's very clearly laid out. Whereas in my day, I didn't even understand that Omega had certain model lines. I just thought it was whatever was available when you went into the shop. That's what you bought. I didn't realize there were. You know what I mean? It was such a small town sort of thing. And in all honesty, it's a very different world to how it used to be. But it is what it is, That's the whole thing with it. It has the world's changed. The world has really fucking changed. Not necessarily for the better. It's changed. And these things are becoming more mass market. And Patek wants to release something to capture this market. That's kind of a shame. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, they never gave a fuck before. We got another super chat. Mr. Zoso, member for 36 March. Arch, you look great. Have a great show, Mr. Zoso. We got Elds, $2. What watch case do you have, Archie? Okie dokie. I tell you what watch case. I got to tell you something, Jay Anthony. I really enjoy with the hobby. I enjoy taking a photo of my watch collection in one photo. Boom. And then later on, I look back on it and think, fuck, why wasn't I happy? I kind of very much, I I've been trying to find some happiness. So what watch photo did I have there? Let's have a sticky beak at this. What watch photo? So I got it. I'll just bring this up. I think this is a good. I look at this photo here, Jay Anthony, and I think, fuck, why wasn't I happy? I got rid of the reverso. I needed the money. I had a buyer. It was easy sale, gone. But I look at this photo. That would have been a beautiful collection. What you see what I mean? 2 Rolex, an Omega, and a Zenith, and a Breguet. Fuck, what a great collection. Beautiful collection here. Why couldn't that person be happy? And that box is a Scaletto del Tempo box. Why couldn't that person be happy with this? I don't know why.
Oh,
I really look. And then I've got another box. I always, you're not really in. I got great respect for you. The other box I have, Elds, is the Louis Vuitton box, which I had custom painted. I'm very happy to have that box. This is not the original one the community raised for me. I actually bought this one on eBay, believe it or not. But
wow.
it is a beautiful box there. We got a super chat, Patek Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, what made you choose the white gold 5196? And what do you love, hate about the watch? Good question. I actually had a 5196 myself. I did sell it. Now, the reason I sold it, it wasn't because the watch is bad. I was going through some depression. And when I get depressed, Jay Anthony, I sort of catastrophize, and I thought the world was going to end. It was all going to shit itself. But I am glad I sold it because it allowed me to buy this, which is a Patek World Time, which I think is a step above the 5196. Not putting the 5196 down. Jay Anthony, what do you love and hate about the 5196?
There's so many topics to talk about. Well, real quick, I think you're very brave putting all your watches in a photo. I never show off my whole collection, A, because it's not all at my house. It's in safe deposit boxes and places where I don't worry about it. And B, I don't feel comfortable with people knowing what I have. So I think you're brave for putting this out there. I like my anonymity on my collection. That collection, I think, was beautiful. I think you should have been happy with it. But I think just like, we talked about your son last time, there's other things in life that are more meaningful. And this is a great hobby that we use to do things that can't do for us. The 5196, I mean, it's filling a hole, but it's not the right thing to fill the right hole. It's a great thing, but it's not going to solve the problem. I have post-traumatic stress disorder, so I hear you. I'm not judging you at all. The 5196,
You have what disorder do you have? Sorry, what do you have? Sorry,
PTSD.
What did you have that from?
That's a whole nother conversation about 20 different things, but people dying in my arms, among other crazy shit.
Okay, okay, enough.
I don't mind talking to you about it, but I don't think your audience wants to hear about that sad story. But as far as the 5196, I like stealth wealth. And I think that's one of the things that really, to your point about this wasn't such an accessible or interesting hobby. When we started doing this stuff back in the late 2000s, we were nerds. Like, this wasn't something that was cool. If I told my friends I was into watches, they're like, why aren't you watching football? Why do you care about this stuff? And it's like it transitioned into like this status thing, lifestyle thing, whatever. And to me, it's kind of bastardized the whole reason I like watches. And I think that's to your point about why people are chasing, why Patek now has to chase this market, because they got to keep up with the new kids. And it kind of misses the point. The 5196 to me is a watch lover's watch. If you don't know watches, it looks like a stainless steel watch. Nobody ever notices it. I can wear it safely in New York City and I'm not going to be bothered for it. If anybody does notice it, they actually care about watches. They're actually impressed by the watch, not by what it cost. Or if I wear a Rolex, they're like, oh, nice Rolex, right? It attracts a different kind of audience. What do I hate about it, I guess, the question? It weighs like 5 ounces. It doesn't feel very substantial. And so if I take off my president and I put on the 5196, and I think about what I paid for both, the 5196 feels like a total ripoff. It's got the 215 PS movement in it. It's a smaller movement. It's a manual wind. They must make a killing when they sell these things. It's a beautiful watch, but the fact that it's a $30,000 new retail watch is, I mean, more power to Patek for selling it for that, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I must admit, it is ridiculous. You know, it's What is your pleasure watch?
What is my guilty pleasure watch? So I have a few. When I travel, I never take stuff with me. I'm usually wearing, I love the Tissot Powermatic, actually. The PRX, I think, is a really cool watch. I have friends that have whole collections of APs. I think it looks totally respectable next to an AP Jumbo, as an example. And then, honestly, G-Shocks. You can jump in the pool, you can get lost in the woods, and you don't have to worry about this stuff. It's so easy. So I don't mind cheap watches. My favorite watch I own, honestly, is probably my Seiko Monster, ironically, though. So that's probably the guilty pleasure.
Yes.
What about you?
Look, I've got to tell you something. You know, I really do love watches. And even though I take photos of my collection, I actually feel quite happy. I don't have to constantly see them together. I can actually look at a photo and be happy with the I can be quite happy with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably one of the best things about them is I don't have to have them with me. I can be quite content knowing that the watch itself is safe and tucked away. But I've got to tell you something. With these watches themselves there, the thing about them is you've got to remember this, okay? You've got to remember this. Watches that we have ourselves there, right? You've got to have things. I'm less about other people. What do they think of my watch? I'm less about that and more about what enjoyment I get. And I've over time, I've really realized that it doesn't matter what other people think of my watches or watch. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's only what I think of my watches, you know? It doesn't matter in the least. Doesn't matter in the least. And, you know, the thing about these watches is they're fucking expensive. It's the enjoyment they give you, because the reality is once we think we're going to own these things forever, the reality is we're not. We're not going to own nothing forever. And I think you've just got to appreciate what you have. Sometimes we get very greedy. But I got to say, you know, you have one Patek, then you want a couple. Then hang on a minute, just back the truck up. It's only when you've nearly lost it that you really tend to appreciate it. And I've got to say, a 5196 itself is a classic, quintessential color. What more do you need? I think one Patek for everyone is enough. I think, how many do you need of these things? I had multiple stolen, but I think they are. Now we got another super chat here. We got Patek Philippe. Here we go. Patek Philippe, $5. MB&F LM 101 versus Patek 5164. Let's have a look at this watch. Are you an MB&F fan? They have some amazing.
For actually pretty good value used. I've seen people buy them for well under $10,000 for like really interesting pieces. Their resale is terrible, which is great. But yeah, the machine I've seen, and I've seen the one that has the time on the side. I forget what they call it.
They have some amazing, like this here is actually quite an amazing. I love the blue. The color here is just superb. This is the LM.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And if we compare that to a Patek 5164. And this here is just an Aquanaut. An Aquanaut. It's not just any Aquanaut, it's a travel time Aquanaut, which is really cool. I love the color. The color is superb. I think that is just a beautiful watch there. Comparing the two, I'd have to go Patek every day of the week. Cheers to Jen Tingler. I'm going to have a glass of wine just to thank you.
I guess to answer the question between these two, I've seen this LM101. I was in the Marquise Marriott in downtown Atlanta, and a guy walked next to me at a bar. I had my PAM 287 on, and he noticed my Panerai, and I was obviously in love with his watch. The open heart, the balance wheel going back and forth is beautiful. I mean, the dial is it really looks better than this picture in real life. Just watching the gear train, so you can see in this, it is really cool. My fear with this watch is if it ever breaks, how do you get it serviced? Because like my 5196, I just sent to Patek for service, and they've quoted me 4 months to get it back, and it's a basic movement. I don't know what happens if this thing if it ever breaks.
That's okay. 4 months. They always overestimate. They don't like to disappoint you. They overestimate. It'll come back a lot sooner than that. You know, it will come back sooner. Now we've got another super chat here from our good friend here. Let's have a look here. We got a super chat. So I got to tell you, personally, I'd go the Patek. There we go. I would go that Patek any day of the week compared to the. I love MB&F, but Frank V, $5. Can Eddie explain to us the tourbillon function accompanied by Mike the Snake, his assistant professor? We'll ask them when they come back on, when they're on. Patek Philippe, AC3, play the video sent to your WhatsApp. Showcase our friend Jay Anthony to the Archieverse punters a bit. Short vid. Okie dokie. I'm just getting this video now up.
Patel, you're so kind. Thank you for all the support.
Oh, and I'm actually logged in under a different module, so I've just got these stupid. I'm going to run this video here. This will be a great video. We're definitely running this video here. Here we go. We got Mike the Snake joining us. Hello, Mikey. We love you. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm just about to run a video. This is a video. It's called $70,000 for a Patek 5960. Worth used Porsche 911. Actually, you're in my wheelhouse. I'd love to. I haven't actually. I think this was a while ago. I remember this video. I saw this video age. Let's have a look. Let's run the video and let's talk about it.
Yeah. I never watch my old videos. I don't want to watch this.
And afterwards, I want to answer the question to that previous super chat about tourbillons.
Another watch review. Going to keep this one a little bit shorter since I don't have a lot of footage of this piece. Once again, thanks to my friends at Bernard Watch. They trust me, which is awesome because they just give me these watches that are 6 figures and just let me play with them. So I love this visit. Watch. They gave me a handful of Pateks and Rolexes to play with, and I'm still kind of cranking some of these videos. This is actually my
Vitrium
favorite Patek that I looked at while I was
dial
there that
or
day.
no?
I also looked at Patek Nautilus, which reviews on my channel that day. But this watch in particular, this one with the bluish dial, it stole my heart. I love this.
Is that the Vitrium dial?
Before we get started, customary wrist. I honestly don't remember. It's a dark navy blue that shows up.
Okay, again, I just can't see it from here.
It was beautiful. It had a brown strap. It was gorgeous. This is definitely not a piece that comes anywhere close to the Patek we're going to talk about today. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about a Patek Philippe annual calendar chrono. And as you guys can see, this watch is spectacular. So this is what Patek calls the reference 596001G. I've literally never watched this video. 18 karat white gold. I love 18 karat white gold. I like platinum as well. I love the idea of having a precious metal, but it being subtle. I'm not one that really likes bright, flashy things. I used to own a 18 karat yellow gold Rolex President, and I hated wearing it because I always felt like I was kind of a pimp walking around in it. No offense to you guys that wear those. It's not for me. This is a mental thing. To me, the white gold is just so tasteful, especially when you look at this beautiful, absolutely spectacular blue varnish style. It's actually varnished on gold. The dial is actually a gold dial. It's blue varnished on top of it. It is just, oh, it's magnificent. The color contrast of this watch with the blue varnish dial with the white gold case, this watch just does it for me. Being a Patek Philippe, it of course has an in-house caliber, the CH28-520, quick specs, 55-hour-ish power reserve. It is of course an annual calendar that also comes with a day, date, and week indicator. The chronograph is a 12-hour chronograph. It also has a day-night indicator, and the minute and hour are actually located in the center chrono. Crazy amount of complications, yet it doesn't overpower the piece. Everything still looks very classy. In case you were curious, this watch came out of Basel World 2017, and this watch is beyond reproach. It is just spectacular. The question is, how much is this watch worth to you? When I went in that day to go visit Bernard Watch, this was not a watch I was expecting to see, and I've been honest on this channel before. I am not a Patek guy. I like the Nautilus, but Pateks in general, they leave me a little bit cold. And I'll be honest, I have a really big bias against spending that kind of money on a watch. I am a car guy. I acknowledge that these watches have incredible levels of finesse and finishing, and they have, you know, many years of engineering design that goes into them. But to me, the price tag on these things in my brain, I still can't get it to add up. When I think about from a car perspective, you know, to me, with an automobile, similar price, you're getting so much more for your money. They may be mass produced, but you can definitely appreciate that the level of engineering that goes into a car is 10,000 times what goes into a watch. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I mean, from every bit of engineering that goes in that car, every window switch to every bit of the emission system, to the safety tech, to the active tech, to the colors of the interior, everything about it to me is that much more complex. Yet we can sell a car for that price and think it's expensive, yet a watch, which to me is a much more simplified device, commands similar money. That and my brain does not calculate very well. I know I'm going to get hate mail for this, and I know I'm not the respective audience for this. So those of you that own a watch like this, that own this particular watch, feel free to chime in. I would love to hear your perspective on why the history and the features that come on a watch like this is worth it to you. And clearly it is worth it to people because these watches have no issue selling. And if it was $20,000 or so, I would probably own it. I'd be a little freaked out about the service cost, but it is just absolutely spectacular in person. But again, I'm a little weird. There's this whole value for money thing in my brain. I can't get myself to spend that kind of money on a watch like this. So I'm not the best guy to review this watch. I just wanted to share this piece with you because beyond the price, the piece is absolutely just remarkable. But I feel like the price for a lot of you guys that watch my channel is probably the biggest thing that that's standing in your way from.
So tell me this: you were looking at a Porsche 911,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
No. I totally do the same thing. I do the same thing. Okay. What do you think, really? No, seriously. What would give you more pleasure, the watch or the Porsche?
So this video has not aged well because I just bought back a day-date and I bought a Patek, obviously since. But I will say service costs on Pateks are actually totally reasonable. I was wrong. They're very reasonable for what they are. They're right there. But I love watches, but to me, dollar for dollar, I'll take a car. So if I'm thinking I'm going to spend 30 grand on a watch, I'm like, I could buy a used manual transmission E34, E39 M5 or something. Like that to me that's the trade-off. Unfortunately, I'm out of parking spots, so I'm buying more watches than cars. But if I had unlimited parking, I'd buy a car every time. How about you?
Look, I got to tell you something. The problem with cars is, okay, number one, you can't hide them easily from your wife or spouse.
That's true.
Okay. I got to be totally honest with you. If I had the choice of a car or a watch, I got to tell you something, man. Seriously, I got to say this to you. I just adore cars, okay? I just adore cars. And I mean, look, it's different people, different courses for different people. But I mean, look, the reality is a beautiful Porsche. Fuck. I mean, look, I don't know if I could say no to that. See, in my country, you know, the comparison you made, you'd only get Boxster for that money.
That's not a bad car. If it's a manual and it's an S.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying, but don't you? And
I do.
the problem with Porsche is, you know what's wrong with Porsches, but don't you?
I mean, I have my own personal opinions about it.
I'm finding out as I go.
I think the problem with Porsches is you have to be a prick before you get one.
Oh, this old joke.
You have to be a prick before you get one. Otherwise, you definitely will be a prick after you get one. Okay.
Yeah. It certainly happened to me.
Look, I gotta tell you, man, that is a class. We got some super chats. Let's catch up on these super chats now. Showcase watches. Showcase watches. $10 to both of you. One watch. Are you hooked on right now? Personally, it's the Tudor Blancpain Chrono Panda, 2,900 secondary market bargain. I can't put it down. I'm getting more joy from that right now than any other.
Are we saying that we own it or that we want to own it?
Where each of us are going over what watch you're hooked on right now.
So of the ones I wear, it's actually this Yachtmaster. I wear this Yachtmaster all the time.
Oh, nice.
If we're talking about, like, ideally, I would love a 5720 Patek. That's like my dream watch. That's my grail. And I wish I could.
5720. That's a Nautilus. That's a hype watch. Forget the hype.
No, the 5720, or unless I had it backwards, that's the Grand Complication, or 5270. Sorry, 5270. I'm getting backwards in my brain. I'm dyslexic. I like the Grand Complication.
Nice. My grail is just the Vacheron 4500 version 3 overseas three-hander. Just the deep blue dial with a date and 3 hands. That with a bracelet. That's like my, one and done. I'm not a real big complications guy. Like having a couple extra doohickeys on, or my watch's ability to do a couple more extra things. Like, as my eyesight goes bad, the date function becomes less and less useful. I'll have to either put my readers on or really, really stare at the thing to get the date correct. Rolex helps when they put their Cyclops on there, but unfortunately I sold all my Rolexes to get my Porsche. So I'm
getting a Porsche. I'm getting a Porsche. Remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
starting over.
You know what? I want to tell you what I'm hooked on at the moment. I'm really hooked on, and I got to say this, Showcase, I want to enjoy what I got, okay? And I got to tell you, Showcase, I really love the fact that my watches get the people dislike them so much. And, the open heart, I love. I love the fact that people hate the JLC. That's great. I love it. And you know what? As soon as I sell the watch, they're going to turn around and say, I actually like it now.
I love your master compressor. I've always liked
with me. I'm really in love. Let me tell you, I got to say this honestly to you. I am really fucking in love with one of my watches. And it's not the greatest. It is a great brand, but what I love about it is the fact that it's very affordable. Very affordable is important to me because, I want to be financially independent. I've been addicted to credit cards. I've done all the dumb things in my life. Jay Anthony, you'd be ashamed of the stuff I've done, okay? I'm addicted to sleazy credit. As long as I can get it now, You know, when I went into BMW and said to BMW, they said, "Sir, we need you to put a bigger deposit down." You know what my answer to that was, Jay Anthony?
I don't think I'm going to like this.
I said, "Can I use a credit card?"
If you paid it off and treated it like cash and got cash back, I'm okay with that.
Okay, well, Anthony, it never works out that way. Look at this watch here. This is to me, that split-second type hands there. Fuck, I'm in love with this watch. I just love it. This is what I'm in love with at the moment, the Breguet. I'll tell you the truth, Jay Anthony. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of the Patek, getting rid of my credit card debt, building a carport out the front, and fucking it. Fucking it big time. Fucking it big time. That's what I want to do, Jay Anthony. Fuck it. I want to fuck this thing.
Do it.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, this is what I love. This is what I fucking love. We got another
It's
super
beautiful.
chat. Jay Patel Philippe, $5. Jay Anthony, Logan Hall wants to know if you still. No, he got rid of the vet. You got rid of the vet and he bought a BMW Z3.
It's gone.
Now, you got
I bought
just
an
tell them what
M-Roadster,
model Z3 it is. You got the Z3 with the 6-cylinder engine.
I have it's the M Roadster, so it's a 3.2 liter straight six with a manual. Yeah, it's the man.
Is it N54, N55?
It's actually an S52.
So it's not turbo.
No, this is old school BMW. This is just 3.2 naturally aspirate. It's a Dynan Stage 3 kit, so it's got a bigger throttle body and fuel injectors and other stuff. But
very cool. Very cool.
The problem with these cars, if you put too much horsepower, they'll literally rip the rear differential out of the back of the car. They can't handle it.
And also, if there's too much horsepower, you break the engine mounts. Mikey, if you have too much horsepower, you can break the engine mounts.
Yeah.
Quick story, actually. So we talked about Porsche. So two things. One is I've had both of these models since I was a child, but I've owned both of these cars. So it's kind of funny how the world works.
No, it's because of dreaming. You put it out there in the universe, you were going to get them, and you fucking got them. That's what happened. You put it out there, you got them.
Yep.
It's called The Secret.
Law of attraction, baby. I believe it. You're financially independent. Go figure that out. I tried to buy a Porsche 2 years ago, though, and it was during COVID.
I want a Porsche. I want a Porsche.
I went to go buy a Cayman S, and they said we're not going to entertain anything for less than 10 grand over sticker during COVID. And if I wanted to order a manual, they wanted to charge me for a bunch of stupid options I didn't want.
Doesn't it suck how fucking dealerships are like that?
Well, I'll say something. I love Porsche, but the reason I bought the Corvette and not a Porsche back in the day is the Porsche to me drove like a Golf GTI. It was really controlled, and the Corvette was scary. I could get the back end out. The car tried to kill me. It was exciting to drive. The Porsche was very tame. I like scary cars.
Was this a mid-engine Corvette or a rear engine?
No, I had a front engine rear-wheel drive manual.
This is the C4.
Okay.
This is a front
Very
engine,
cool.
Mikey.
No, this was a C5.
Nice.
I had this in yellow years ago. But
yeah,
it was a scary car.
Those things are super scary cars. They're like one of the scariest cars on the road, is in my opinion. Like, another super. I mean, right up there with super high-powered Lamborghini and super high-powered Ferrari, because both those cars. Somebody's father lets their kid drive it, right? And they gun it in second in traffic, and next thing you know, they're, doing a tank slapper and crashing the car, going in a straight fucking line, because they just, these cars demand respect.
BMW. I want to get rid of the fucking thing. You know that? I got scared. My dad, his fucking Mercedes needed a 2670 service. Fuck me dead, that's expensive. I don't want to drive my car anymore. I'm scared.
Real thing. Little Dave just said Dodge Viper. That is the scariest car, that and a Cobra, that I've ever driven. Those cars are knife edge.
I gotta catch up.
Those are scary cars.
Patel Philippe, $5. AC3, please tell Jay Anthony about your service experience of Audemars Piguet. Well, many years ago, I had a 14790, and the watch itself cost a fortune. It cost a fortune. To to service. I sent it off because what happened was I sent it to an independent. They couldn't get parts. It needed some parts. And what happened was I ended up sending it to AP. It cost me $3,500. I sold the watch. Basically, I lost money. And then the fucking watch went through the roof because it was a steal. And oh my God,
that sounds like a Mike the Snake story.
That was my stainless steel Daytona. The 4130 broke. I had it fixed. I sold it for $8,500, and then it was $30K, and I was kicking myself in the ass over it.
No, I mean, one of my specialties is losing money.
I gotta read the super chat. Ryan Hoffery, $2. Archie, you're so full of shit. Love you though. Thank you so much, Ryan. Patek Philippe, $5. AC3. Thoughts on the Instagram reel I sent to your WhatsApp, please. Do you like people on your chat? What about panel? I love them. I love my panel members. Just quickly, Bear Clooney watches $2. I would jump on, but I'm busy fiking my watch. There we go, fiking my watch.
You talking about like protective film on your car? Was that what that one meant? Like PPF?
Now he's actually sent me. This is actually from Tan Zeal. This is from Insta fucking Graham. I'm going to do this one. They replaced the PPF on Tan's Lamborghini. I got to tell you something. I really do love the Lamborghini. This is an amazing car. Getting it up on the screen now.
I hope you guys enjoy the process.
Oh, how do they get the PPF up?
So we're all done the Lamborghini now. We redid the PPF on the roof. We got it all prepped up, removed the old piece, laid down the new one. We did a much better job than what was on there before. Everything's tighter and all the edges are wrapped, so it looks much better now. And yeah, what a heck of a car. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more. Thanks.
That's Tan's. I got to ask you something. What do you think of PPF? Would you put a PPF on your car?
So this to me is a bipolar answer. If it's a new car and you're only keeping it for like 5 years, yes, because it'll make the car look pristine when you flip it. Older cars, it's terrible because it gets aged over time and it discolors and it ruins the paint. It's like impossible to get off. So I've seen old classic cars with PPF that even 20-year-old 360 Ferraris with PPF, they fade in the sun and they basically discolor the paint and it ruins the paint. So,
see, my view is okay, you know something? I want to tell you this. I got a super chat. I got to catch up on these super chats. I want to tell you this. See, on my BMW, I treat it like a Rolls Royce.
Good. I'm sure you're paying like it's a Rolls Royce.
Sorry?
I'm sure you're paying for it like it's a Rolls Royce. All that interest you might as well.
I didn't pay cash. You know why I didn't pay cash for my car? Do you know why, Dave Ramsey, I didn't pay cash?
You can make bad financial decisions.
I didn't have the money.
Then you can't afford it.
Can I just say one thing to you, okay?
Go for it.
Okay, I want to just ask you one thing. Dave Ramsey says if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Blah, 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
But you know, most of America, if they waited till they could afford it, the car industry would collapse. Do you understand that?
I buy them used secondhand and get a better deal. So I appreciate those people.
Let me say this. What I'm trying to say to you also is if you waited till you could afford it, a lot of people, you get cancer. What happens to people who get cancer and then they could never have that car that they wanted? They get cancer. So isn't it better to have enjoyed it and say, you know what? Yeah, I left nothing. I left debt. But you know what? I had a Ferrari. I had a Porsche. I had a Corvette. I had a cool watch. Isn't that better to do that than to just be the guy who always has to be safe?
I'm going to
Life's
challenge
too
you.
short to drive boring cars.
I'm in my mid-30s and I can buy these cars with safety now, and I don't have any debt. So no, I put off 10 years of saving my ass on stuff and bought well. The Corvette costs almost nothing to own.
I'm
It held its
52,
value.
3 divorces, 52, one divorce. I've had a lot of hardship in my life. I want to enjoy a car. I want something that sucks, massages. I want something nice to drive. Because otherwise, in 10 years' time, I might be dead. I'm overweight. I don't exercise. I got high stress. I don't know how long I'll survive. I got dementia starting already. I don't know what's going to happen to me, okay?
Doesn't the stress of having all the debt take away from some of the enjoyment, though?
Fucking hell. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yes.
I hear you. I haven't had a car loan in like 10 years. I hear they're, 7% now? What are they in Australia? What's the interest rate on a car loan? I don't even know.
Well, I was such a bad credit risk, right? I was so bad, right, that the actual interest rate on my car loan, right?
Mm-hmm.
The interest rate on my car loan is now good because it was 6.99. We got a super chat. Patek Philippe, $5. Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera versus Porsche 996 Turbo. Pull them up. Panel thoughts on which is better and why. You know what? Lamborghini. You know why?
So the Lamborghini has a gated manual, and it is basically an Audi R8. I get that. I would take the 996 Turbo because it has the Metzger engine, and you can make 1,000 horsepower all day with like no stress.
Let's call this baby up. I want to talk about this here. This is a good question because the amazing thing about this thing is...
I have a challenge for Patel, though. Don't look up 996 Turbo. The equivalent would be a 996 GT2. That would be the same price. So look at the GT2.
This is what we're talking about. These are the 996s. Very cool car. Amazing. These are the fried egg. What do you think of the fried egg headlights?
Not a fan. Look at the GT2 though. I think that's the better. It's the better equivalent. Look at the GT2. It's that one in the center, down one. That one. That to me is the car for you, Patel. If you're looking at a Superleggera, GT2 to me is the equivalent.
Let's have a look at a Lamborghini. Lamborghini, right?
Lamborghini. You bought one too. Yeah, so Patel said he almost bought the GT2. Those are actually really affordable for a while, and they're ridiculously rare.
Don't you think a Lamborghini turns more heads? I mean, that's a fucking supercar, no? What do you think?
I think that tells people you have a small dick.
Lamborghini is so cool, don't you think? You like gated shifters. Why gated shifters?
I'm a manual transmission guy, so the last Lamborghini I liked was the Diablo.
You know that?
Yeah,
do you watch Car Wizard? Do you watch Car Wizard? Car Wizard?
Yeah, you watch Hoobie's Garage then, I gather, too, huh?
Yeah, Car Wizard had a very interesting... He had a Porsche Boxster. You see that rough blue Boxster?
Uh-huh.
And he said the transmission, because it's PDK, needed so much more... It's so much more expensive than if it was a fucking manual. You saw that?
Yes. Yeah. They'll total the car
out. It had that horrible sound. You know that?
Look up
Archie, we got to sit right here. Let me tell you this. Amazing air show videos, $2. Archie, he needs to hear about your BMW test drive. I went for a test drive. Let me tell you the story, Jay Anthony. I went to test drive a i4. That's the electric replacement. Yeah. I got a 330. You know what a 330 is, don't you?
Yeah,
you seen my car?
No, but I know what a G20 is. You can show me. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't buy the i4. I like the G20 better.
Sorry?
I like the G20 better than the i4, so thank you for not buying that.
The i4 is an appliance. It's like a plug-in microwave. Do you understand that? There is no fucking
fuel economy standards. Yeah.
Do you understand? There is absolutely no fucking soul on a fucking i4. It's an appliance, okay?
Yeah.
This is my car. I'll show you my car. This is on the road trip. I took my car. I got the Portimo Blue.
That's a beautiful color.
That's my car. It's the 4-cylinder. It's got the B48, which is a lot better than the fucking N20 garbage. turbo four-cylinder 200. Sorry.
I agree with you. The F-Series BMWs were terrible in terms of reliability. This
I
is
like
the
the look of the F-Series. I love the luxury line. I thought the luxury line F-Series looked beautiful, but they were
reliability.
They just, yeah. But anyhow, this is my car here, and I want to tell you what I'm doing is I'm actually doing much more oil changes than the car tells me to do.
Don't do 10,000 miles. Yeah, exactly. They'll blow the car out.
I am doing like 6,000 miles. 6,000 miles I change the oil, okay? Oil and filter. I pay for that myself. Even though I got a service pack, I pay for it myself. Let me say this to you. This car itself, it's a beautiful car. Eventually, what will happen is I'll actually put the car in the garage on blocks, right? Because I won't be able to afford to do the brakes, okay? The brakes are really expensive. But I got to tell you this. I went for a test drive, okay? And they offered me for my car, I'll tell you what they offered. So it's 2 years, 3 months old, and they offered me $28,000, okay? Basically, I've halved my money after 2 years, 3 months. Yep. And I said to the salesman, I said to him, I said, this is such a shit deal. I said, this is so bad, so wrong. I said, there is absolutely no way in the world this could be a good deal for me. I said, there is absolutely no way in the world to tell me this is a great deal. Now, you know what I said to him? There's no way in the world that I would actually, this could be good for me. I said to him. I said, there is absolutely no fucking way in the world this could actually be a good deal for me. I said, this is fucking insanity! And he actually, guess what? Oh no, it's a good idea, I can get you a bit more. I said, you don't understand. I've halved my money after 2.5 years. Okay? Because I paid, I said to him, you know what? Keep it for the 5 years and then think about it. I said, there's no way in the world this is a good deal. After 2 years, 3 months, fucking keep it. Because if you keep it for a long period, even if it's a disaster, the cost per year will be negligible. You understand, don't you?
My friend used to own a BMW dealership. Your audio is going in and out, FYI. And
yeah.
BMW stands for break my wallet or bring money with you. And that was the best way. And he was like, I'm going to print money for the rest of my life because they depreciate and I always have to fix them. And I'm always making money off of service. So he was printing money, just running BMWs through his shop.
I think the problem is they are beautiful cars, but they are expensive. Okay.
Buy an E46, 330i, grade 6. It'll be more reliable.
Sorry. We got a super chat. Patek Philippe, $2. McLaren F1. Holy fuck, that's a beautiful car. Arch. Bear Clooney watches, $2. Can you even fit? Can you fit? No, of course not. I can't fucking fit in a... It's. Let me tell you this. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. We had a super chat here. McLaren.
If Patel's open to it, I'm going to say Porsche 959 versus Porsche GT1. I think that's a better fair example, Patel.
Oh, look at this. These are $1 million car.
Well, that's a $30 million car. That's Porsche a $30 million car.
Sorry?
That's like a $30 million car.
How much is a 959 is 30 million? What?
No, the F1 is about 30 million. These are about $1.5 million to $2 million last time I looked. And then
30 million for an F1 now? 30 million?
They've skyrocketed, yeah. Mr. Bean sold his for, I don't remember. Yeah, this is a $20-30 million car.
He smashed his as well. He crashed his as well.
He did, yeah. His purple one, he did. He crashed it a couple times. That's got a BMW V12 in it. out of the E31 8 Series.
Bear Clooney watches $2. Arch, can you fit in a Lambo? No, of course not. I can, but it's not comfortable, okay? It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. And I'm very sorry for making the super chats sit there. We got another super chat here. Patek Philippe, $2. Testarossa flying mirror versus. Oh, I want the periscope. You know the periscope, don't you? You know what the periscope is, don't you?
No, I'm confused.
That was the prototype Le Contage periscope. You remember this? It had the first model of.
Yeah.
It had a periscope because the visibility was so poor at the back. It was like a submarine. It had a periscope, so you could see out the back. Otherwise, there was no way you could fucking see out the back. It's called a periscope. Incredible car. Incredible. I think they're absolutely the periscope, just an amazing car. And he says, compare that to a Ferrari Testarossa flying mirror.
Yeah.
This is the flying mirror. It's got the mirror, the very famous mirror on the side there. You know what? If I had a choice, I'd take the periscope. What do you think?
Same. The styling. Is it Bertoni? No.
It's coming up. Just wait for it. There we go. It's got the flying mirror. It's called the mirror because of that mirror there. Bear Clooney watches. Bear Clooney, $2. Have a drink, big boy. I got to tell you, these Testarossas, fuck me dead. These were dream cars, don't you think?
I grew up a little bit later, so to me, the 550 Maranello is my equivalent of this car that I lust after, but I do think these are gorgeous with the side stripes for sure.
I got to tell you something. What would you prefer, the Lamborghini or the periscope? Fuck, I'd go you tell me.
Oh, Lamborghini. That is the definitive supercar look. That started the Miura before, but that is what people think of when they think of an old supercar. I think it's just spectacular.
What do you think? I think that's the greatest. I think, to be honest with you, these supercars here, I would love. What sort of car? You know, one thing I got to tell you the truth, Jay Anthony. I don't like modern Ferrari. I went for it. I've never been in a Ferrari, and I actually said that on my channel. And a fan came to me and said, "I got a Ferrari. Let's go." He took me for my first ever drive in a moving. I've sat in a Ferrari before, but I've never actually been a passenger.
Mm-hmm.
He had an F8 Tributo. You know the F8
That's a nice
Tributo?
car. Yeah, it's a nice car.
But I got to tell you something. It felt like a video game. We got a super chat here. Bear Clooney watches. Let's not waste time. Another drink, big boy. Thank you. And we got GB 20 Mex. Does Jay Anthony know Mike the Snake? Oh, yes, Mike the Snake. You know this guy on the panel. He owned a Pantera. You know what a Pantera is?
Yes, I owned a Pantera, but that's not a Pantera there. That blue car's not a Pantera.
You know what a Pantera is? Do you know what it was, a Pantera, Jay Anthony?
Yeah, De Tomaso had a Ford engine in it. They were reliable and they were beautiful.
Yes. And
Elvis Presley put a hole through the dashboard in his when it wouldn't start.
Yep.
Sorry?
They
had vapor lock. Vapor lock, okay?
Shot it through the steering wheel.
Yeah. The Pantera is a gorgeous car. And did you see they brought back another one with a manual as like a concept? Have you seen that one?
Years ago, I saw some prototype drawings where Chrysler was actually going to be the power plant. This is back when I was like 16, 17. into hot rods, and I saw some prototype pictures back then that were just outrageous. I haven't seen any like real prototype playing around with the design though. But it is my all-time favorite car. I had one, but things just didn't work out with it, and I had to get rid of it under duress, basically. Otherwise, I would still be rocking it today. And then the opportunity to get the car I have now just happened upon me, and it was just a deal not to be passed up on, so I jumped on it. So that's
very quickly. Patek Philippe, $5. Lamborghini 350 GT versus 356. Fuck it! I want a 350 GT. That's not even in the same league, Patel. Fuck Patel, that's not even in the same league. The Lamborghini, fuck me dead. The Lamborghini, that is my favorite Lamborghini. Lamborghini 350 GT. This is one of the original early 60s. Fuck me dead. That you can't compare this to a Porsche. A Porsche is a Volkswagen. Volkswagen compared to this. Compared to a Porsche.
I like the Mira. That's
I like to hear that. Give me a 56 Speedster, 356 Speedster.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that over your Lamborghini.
Or a Spider.
I'm just going to get some nuts.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I need to get some nuts. We got a super chat here. We got one from Dis Jerez, Dis 6 shekels. OG J. Anthony, why is the 16710 the ultimate 5-dig Rolex? Whilst you answer that, I'm going to go and get some cashews. Fuckers!
Hey, did you know something about cashews? Did you know that cashews have the same substance in them that is in poison oak and poison ivy that makes you get itchy? And that if you eat a handful of cashews every day, it will make you very immune to poison oak and poison ivy.
I did not know that.
You learn something new every day, right?
I just saw, anyways, yeah, I did not know that. The 16710 being the ultimate 5-digit Rolex. I have never heard it described that way, and having owned one, I don't know that I honestly agree with it.
What is it?
It's the GMT Master from the late 80s to early 2000s. I used to have a Coke bezel. There was a plain black, there was a Coke, and there was a Pepsi.
Okay.
And that generation, so I had one for about 6 years. It has the same case size as the 16570. I can't remember. 16750, 570. The Polar Explorer 2. To me, the 16710 is cool because of the Pan Am history, because everybody loves the GMT for that, and I can't believe what they're worth now. I sold mine for probably 10 grand, and they've just gone up. The reason I sold mine, and the reason I don't agree with this, is I have the Explorer 2 still, and to me, the Explorer 2 is the same movement in the same case minus the bezel, and you can get it with a white dial that does the same stuff. I actually slightly prefer the Polar Explorer to this, but it's a thinner case, so it fits better than a sub, and it's got the Pan Am aviation history, which is super cool. I get why you like it. I do.
Hey, GMT is a watch I've not had the opportunity to own yet. I hope to soon. My next Rolex purchase will probably either be a replacement 41 millimeter sub, or a Pepsi. Just depending on the situation.
Yeah. No, I just see the right back too about no rotating bezel. No, those are great choices, and the new ones the ceramic bezels are really nice. I will say this is my personal opinion. The GMT is the most useful function of any watch I've ever had. Like when I was just in Japan, it's so easy to set more than one time zone. It's useful. You can use it every day. It's just a useful complication.
Or you can just use it as a timer.
Yeah. Jay Sykes, thoughts on paying 18? But the JD, your question, paying $18K for a stainless steel sub, I think is moronic.
Oh, I bought mine for 16. Everybody gives me shit about this, and somebody probably made a comment about it. I paid 16, and at the top of the bubble. So after tax, it was like, 17.5, something like that. So there you go. I'm guilty. And
We got a super chat.
nobody will let me live that down. Years
Pantera
later.
Satan took it back. It burned. Well, it actually didn't. He sold it, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah, I sold it because I had to survive, and everything else in my life had burned down and away and was gone. So yeah, I had to sell the two things in my life that I still owned. So I did.
He sold the dog and the car.
Exactly.
We got another super chat. GB 20 Mex. Mike the Snake had the fastest Pantera in the world. Is that true, Mike?
No, not at all. Not at all. Mine was very, very, very hot rodded, but it wasn't the fastest in the world by any means.
Patrick B, $5. AC3, do you know what Aussie band sang the lyric Lamborghinis and caviar?
Maybe AC/DC.
Lamborghinis and caviar. Fuck, I'm just Googling it now. No, I don't. I don't know who sang that. Oh, AC/DC.
I guessed correctly. That was just because that's the only Aussie band I can think of. But I guessed correctly. For once. An anomaly. A glitch in the Matrix. Did you see that happen, Arch?
Hey, Narc, I was offered $250 to ban you for life. Hey, Narc. Hello?
Can I give you my assessment here? I know Jay Anthony's been around for a while, but he's a breakout star. This guy's A grade.
$2. Let me grab the super chat. Jay Anthony, what do you dig about Panerai?
A lot. So I think it goes back to you want what you can't have. And I remember 2006 or 7 when I bought my first Rolex sub. I bought the 16610, and I was at the Tornell dealership in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
Oh, it's a sub date. You bought a sub date.
I bought a sub date, and back then you couldn't get a Panerai ever because they were really hot, and they only would get one randomly in, and he got one in used, and I remember being torn between that and the Rolex. And I would see Rolexes every day, but the people that I knew that had Panerais back then were very well connected. They were really hard to get.
Jay Anthony, I can tell you, Jay Anthony, I'm telling you, this guy's buzzing. I'm getting hard just listening to you. Anthony, Jay Anthony, you're bold.
What did you do
No,
then?
this guy's good. By the way, Mike, you paid $18,000. Don't say I paid $16,000. Oh, but I added tax. No, you paid $18,000.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I paid.
How much you paid?
I paid 16 plus tax.
Add the fucking tax.
Yes.
Hey, Jay Anthony, if you paid $18,000,
I didn't
you don't
pay
say
18.
I paid 16, right?
Narc, shut the fuck up with fucking your fake shit. If you're gonna fucking fling real shit, I paid 16 for the fucking watch plus tax. Okay,
That's so.
I didn't.
How much is the
I
tax?
didn't pay 18.
How much was the tax?
I don't know. It's
$2,000.
9%. It's around 9%.
All right. So you paid $18,000. Is that the way it works, Jay Anthony?
This is beneath me. I don't give a shit. If you paid
Yeah, I don't really give a shit either. This shit gets drug up by Narc fucking just to fucking.
Just say you paid $18,000.
Hey, plenty watches, $2. Never mind the nuts. Time for a big sip of wine.
Sorry, Jay Anthony, did you right? But I've got to call out Mike because he always says I pay $16,000, and he says
I paid $16,000 for it.
You paid $18,000.
I don't care. But to answer the question
I
about
don't care either. You care so much more than I do. So go over there and care, okay? And fuck off and get off the show. Go away.
All right, I'll jump on. Thank you, Mike.
Panerai has a cool history. Rolex used to be involved in the
Patek
manufacture.
Philippe, $2. Take Jay Anthony shopping.
We're going to Vacheron. Did you know they have a service calculator on their website now? You can see what service costs. I want it overseas. This is easy. I want it overseas.
Wow.
I'm basic.
The
What do you think of
overseas
these?
4500 is my grail, man. I love the overseas.
I have a friend that has the 56. Yeah.
So out of all the collections, you are an overseas man. Is that right? Overseas.
Nothing against Vacheron. I like them, but when I think of dress watches, I think Patek or I think Long.
Oh man.
I agree. What would you like here? Tell me what you like.
I love green and gold. All right, thank you right there, top row. Let's go back up. Green dial is, I love the date with the green dial. I think green dials are underrepresented.
You can stop right there with that picture for me. Or just plain,
chronograph?
just plain
Which one would you go
300.
for? Chronograph or what?
Tourbillon, of course.
I don't want tourbillon. I take the overseas chronograph. It has a date function. It's a chronograph. It's usable every day.
Yeah, well, like I said, my grail is just a regular 300 like this in blue.
Oh, you would prefer the chronograph?
No, I don't want anything.
Why not?
I would rather even have it with no date. I just like because I like more simple watches. Yeah.
I buy that.
I'm not a big complications guy.
The problem with this watch though is you could get the Rolex Daytona in 18 karat gold with a green dial for half the cost. What do they call it? What's that? Everybody loves the singer. I don't like him. I can't think of his name right now. John Mayer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We got a super chat here from Yankee Doodle. Jay Anthony, a blast from the past. Can you tell us what you have in your collection now? Thanks, bro.
I don't want to give away too much of it, but I did just, since Panerai just came, I actually just sold off quite a few watches. I just sold off a Jaeger-LeCoultre 240-818 GMT. I just sold off my Panerai 287. I just sold off my Navitimer. I sold off a Datejust on a Jubilee, and I sold off something else I don't remember. The ones that I wear most frequently, I'll just say that, is I showed, I think last session, I have an 18338 that's really rare mother of pearl dial. You don't really see them. So it's a date, but as the mother of pearl dial, it's a factory dial. I'm wearing my Yachtmaster with the platinum bezel. I wear the Speedmaster a lot. I have a Patek 5196. I have an Explorer 2 16570, an 18K Omega Constellation, and then a bunch of other shit that you probably wouldn't find interesting, like a bunch of vintage stuff, like old stuff from the 50s and older, and then Seikos and Casios and all that jazz.
That's a pretty nice collection.
I can't believe people remember me. This is like shocking. Thank you, Yankee Doodle.
I got to tell you something. That is a 130. That must be Aussie dollars. Is that Aussie? Or that's not US, is it? That's Aussie. That's Aussie dollars. So that means
that is a great used deal with what that is. That's probably worth less than half used, right? What are the resale on those?
90,000 US. It's 90,000 US. Okay, 90 because it looks at regional. 90,000 US. Is that a lot of money for you?
I mean, could I afford it? Yes. Would I spend 90 grand on this? No. I'd be buying a Porsche Cayman GTS or something with a manual transmission before they go away.
Oh, you'd buy the Porsche than this?
I would, because I don't know if you've heard this, they're going all electric now, which drives me nuts. It breaks my heart. So I'd go pick up the last year of the Porsche Cayman and a manual transmission with a bigger engine, the flat six. That's what I would do with that. And if I had a parking spot, I'd have one, but I don't.
I got to catch up here.
Caymans are sharp looking too.
Jay Anthony, thoughts on the 1601 lapis lazuli dial AC3? Pull it up.
Oh, that's old school. Okay. Or wait, 16. We're not talking about the Rolex 1601, are we? What are we talking about?
I think these here. I think these here lapis lazuli dial Datejust.
Yeah.
They're not my cup. Do you like them or not? Yes or no?
I think it's interesting. I just saw what is it? The red coral is like a big thing too. To me, my favorite Rolex style is the meteorite, other than my mother of pearl. It's cool though. It's really interesting. It's too flashy for me. I'm too insecure to wear that in public.
We got a super chat.
Have
here.
you seen
Patek
the
Philippe,
bloodstone?
$2.
Yeah.
Speedy Omega Speedy Tintin.
Oh yeah, those are
These are amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Versus the Ultraman. I think I'd go Ultraman. What do you think?
Can you? I don't remember. I remember this. I don't remember the Ultraman.
Okay, the Ultraman was that one that they did as a limited edition. It came with the special box.
Oh, I like the Ultraman. I do.
You know, the orange box.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool. I thought they were really. They were very collectibles from that Japanese cartoon series.
Well, it was a TV show. It was my favorite TV show as a kid. I'd run home from school to catch it every day.
We got
Ultraman was my favorite show in the whole world.
Incredible story of you being a Buddha monk in Hawaii and a direct descendant of Julius Caesar.
Well, you seem to remember it well enough, and I don't feel like going over. When you guys haggle me like this, it makes me kind of sorry I shared any of this shit with you guys. But just to confirm, yes, those things did happen. Blah blah blah. Anyways, Ultraman was my favorite TV show of all time. I would run home from school every day to watch that show. It's kind of like a low-cost Godzilla monster show. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see it.
I do know what Ultraman is, yeah. I like this. I like the red second hand on the chronograph matching the strap. I just like the subtlety of this, the red tachymeter printing on the bezel. This to me is subtle. I like this. This is a subtle watch.
Nice. I've never owned a watch without it being on a bracelet. So it would, if I got one, that would be a new experience.
Tell me the Julius Caesar story. Julius Caesar.
What's that? You want? I'm a direct descendant of Caesar. That's all. Like somehow, somewhere, fuck. That's a fact, Jack.
Unsolicited advice, Mike. The less you share, the better off you are. And
unfortunately, I've already blabbed all this shit out. So this is why people are just dragging it up, because it's all out there, in a pile for somebody to just grab and huck on the wall. Unfortunately, so it's my own fault. I accept it. I made my bed, and they're just doing their job. I'm doing mine. So.
The fuck up, man.
And then we got Eddie.
We got Eddie. Eddie's another talent on the stream here. We got another super chat here. I gotta catch up. Let me catch up. Jefferson Exotic, $5. Knock is right. J. Anthony is A grade. Say no to debt. Say yes to liquidity. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Jefferson Exotic. Hello, Bear. How are you?
I'm well. I just want to say hello to Diego, Ave, to Mike, Ave, Caesar. Hey, Eddie. And Archie, you cheated me on all the fucking drinks, okay? Take a proper fucking drink. I paid 3 super chats, and you're pretending to drink. I want a full screen. I want a full screen.
Hey, what are you drinking,
I want
Archie?
a full screen. End that. Go. Go!
Hey, Archie, what are you drinking, man?
Finish it!
Bear's gonna get
Finish it!
What are you drinking?
Come
No
on,
stopping. Let's finish. All right. That's for Gin Tingler. Thank you, Ponte. Fuck me, that's the way to do it. Refill, and let's keep with super chats. Keep up with super chats, big boy.
Super
chat. Hey, what are you drinking, Archie?
We got Patek Philippe, $2. Audemars Piguet Cobra versus Patek Neptune.
Hey, Archie, what are you drinking?
Wine.
What kind of wine is it?
It's a Shiraz.
Red.
What is it, like Cabernet? What type of grapes are they?
Shiraz, just a Shiraz. This is the
Oh,
Cobra.
okay.
Fuck, that's ugly. Fuck me dead.
Hey, they make that in Australia?
Yes, it's in the straight to Penfolds. I'm drinking a Penfolds wine.
What's it taste like? It's good? You like it?
It's a vintage release. It's actually really good. It's really good.
Have you been looking at the artist?
Archie, say hi to Jim Tingler. He's in the chat. He's happy to see you happy, man.
Hey!
Give him another drink for Tingler. Let's fill the glass. Let's do a full screen. Let's show Tingler how it's done. Come on. Show them how Slavs drink, man.
Nah, man. Drink a little. You gotta drink wine. You gotta swirl it. You know how to drink wine. You gotta swirl it in the cup. Then you smell it. And you gotta have, and then you take a sip, and you gotta taste it, man. You gotta leave the bottle open so you get some air in there.
What are you, French? Are you fucking French? Italian?
Yeah,
what are
man.
you? Are you fucking Russian or French?
I'm
What
French.
taste
man.
doesn't fucking matter. Taste doesn't matter, right, Archie?
No, it doesn't fucking matter. Just as long as it's got. It's okay. I enjoyed that wine, okay? I really enjoyed the wine, okay?
Mikey, did you say hi to Diego?
Hi, Diego.
That's good, man. We're good place. We're a good place now.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
He's on the panel.
He's on the panel? Hey, Diego.
Oh, that's not Diego. That's Joseph. Oh, that's Jay Anthony. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Jay
man.
Anthony.
I got confused, Mike.
Oh, you got me excited. I haven't talked to fucking Diego in
I
ages.
know, man. I was
Yeah,
happy for
Diego
you.
wants to steal my leads. That's my panelist. He wants to steal my mic. I don't like that, man.
Did you go through this lapis lazuli dial?
Yeah, that's the last thing
we
we
did that
discussed.
lapis lazuli garbage. I hate
So
that
what did
shit.
Jay Anthony? How do you feel about lapis lazuli dial? Jay Anthony.
Hey,
How do you like that lapis lazuli dial?
it's not for me, but I appreciate that it's different. Every watch has a black or a white dial. I mean, how buying
Are you into vintage? By the way, do you appreciate vintage, or are you pretty much modern watch guy?
Honestly, I like them both. Rolex wise, I hate to say this, I feel like newer Rolexes are nicer. Like the ceramic is a big upgrade. I have to say that.
Hey, you know what I don't like about Rolex? I'm gonna tell you something. Rolex. Let me just say something. The Rolex used to be a work of art. Now, because of all the like fakes and stuff out there, right? Now they gotta do those like re-hot and all that bullshit on the. And then
I love that you return
like,
anti-fake. Did you destroy your Daytona? Did you throw it in the garbage?
No, it's not a fake, man. That's not a fake. This is my friend.
Sure,
And if it's fake, I don't care. I'm gonna wear it. I don't care, man. But look, that's why I don't like Rolex. They put all this like anti-copy shit on their watches, but they get copied anyways. So like it's like, man, they're wasting all their effort, and they took away from the art, man. They don't focus on development or nothing. They just make, I'm not a big fan of all that. I like classic stuff that's real, like the Calatrava watch, like the Patek Calatrava. It's so simple and understated, and it's a work of art. And you don't need to like, be like, look at me, I got a 58 millimeter fucking watch or something.
Yeah,
like that,
you're right, Eddie. We got a super chat. You know the rule, eh?
Go ahead, man.
Archibald?
We got a super chat in here. We got one from Patek Philippe. Fuck me dead. Patek Philippe, Blancpain Fiddly Phantoms versus Breguet Marine. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to tell you this now. I want to go Breguet Marine. You know why I'm going to go Breguet Marine?
Same.
Pull him up, Arch.
You know why? Don
What the fuck
Haines
is he
has
reading,
that
Mike?
watch.
I don't even know what he's reading. Okay.
I like the Marine too better. I mean, Napoleon had a Breguet, right? That's the whole deal. Blancpain's cool, but that's kind of the only thing that whole form anymore.
Exactly.
I
That's the whole
haven't
point of the thing. Yeah.
Go to SWAT.
A Breguet Marine is such a cool watch.
Was that a super chat? Yeah, it is. Fuck, I'm lost. All right.
Breguet Marine, look at that. Preferably in rose gold. And we've got Patek Philippe, $5. Rolex Day Date, Jurassic Park versus Bloodstone.
I know the Bloodstone. What's the Jurassic Park one?
What's a Jurassic Park?
I know Bloodstone.
Jurassic Park. Here we go. Oh, it's got the stone dial. You know, the grey. Wow. I'd rather have this
watch that's really, really thin.
Nice.
Kind of looks like
you've seen that
truck bed liner paint.
You talking about like rhino lining?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, like spattered gray, black, and white. And
Bloodstone? That's the Bloodstone. That's got a Bloodstone. It's green. I thought, oh yeah, it's got the Bloodstone. Okay, fair enough there. I'd have to go Jurassic Park. We got Patek Philippe, $2. J. Anthony, you taking Falcon's Eye or Tiger's Eye? So the Falcon's Eye, that's on the...
That's like a black dial with the... Yeah. If I'm wearing it personally...
Hey, Archie.
I like Yachtmaster Falcon's Eye. Yachtmaster Falcon's Eye is cool.
Yes.
Hey, Archie, did you see... Look up this... It's called Rolex Daytona DIW, the space one. It's like modified. It looks so fucking cool though, man. It's called DIW Daytona. The company DIW like modified it.
Oh, I don't like modified Rolex.
Yeah, DIW.
Big boy,
let's have a look at this fucking garbage. Fucking garbage. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Rodent 3.0. Rodent 3.0. Rodent. We want to see the wine.
There we go.
Hey, Archie, man, you're gonna fuck it up, man.
I don't want to be accused of not doing what
okay, pour that wine for Rodent and show him how you drink.
What kind of wine is that?
Okay,
that's something different.
And everything.
Kununga Hill. Kununga Hill Shiraz 2000. This is actually their vintage. This is a vintage release. Okay, this is vintage release.
You hardly drink anything. You hardly touched it.
What year is that from, Archie?
Fuck off. That's
2016. Okay, so I didn't buy one. I bought two.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you buy that from? A store, like a wine store or something?
What else did I buy? Let me show you. I also bought Jacob's Creek. This is cellar release. These are cellar release.
Nice.
Limestone.
Those are good wines, Archie.
2016. I got two of those.
Nice.
That's because the Tingler sent me. I also bought a case of Jacob's Creek Chardonnay. And I also went overboard. I bought a case of Corona. Bear Corona.
Are they sweet? Is one of them sweet? What is Shiraz? I never drank Shiraz, man.
Shiraz is a red wine. It's like a Cab Sav, but it's Shiraz is a...
Is it more dry or more sweet?
No, it's not really sweet. It's dry. It's a dry wine.
How much alcohol is in it? Like 20%?
No, wine.
One's around 12.
Eddie, fuck me dead. It's actually a bit strong. It is strong. It's 8 in a bottle. Standard drinks 8.6 in a bottle. Fuck, that's actually why I'm pissed as a fart at the moment, Bear.
It's good for you, though. You know wine is good for you, Archie?
Can we get a lizard lick for Tingler?
Sure, I'll pour a little bit in for me.
Hey, Archie, wine is good for you, man.
Full screen, please.
As far as I know, wine's always been in the 12%
lizard
range.
lick, boys.
Archie, wine is good for you.
Who's Julius? We got to bring him on. Hey, Julius Caesar.
Oh, Caesar is here. Caesar.
We got a super chat. Patek Philippe, $2. Rolex Bow Dow versus Patek 2499. Actually, you know, the funny thing is, the guy I used to work for in Thailand, he sold the bracelet, went on the Bow Dow. That's the king of Vietnam. that was Andy. Andy and me are no longer friends. We hate each other's guts. We're not friends. We're not friends anymore because what happened was after the burglary, I'll tell you why we're not friends. He never rang and said, "Fuck Paul, I'm really sorry to hear." He never gave me condolences. And I had a fight with him before the burglary. I basically said to him, I'm fucking sick of hearing doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. I'm sick of it, man. I don't want to hear doomsday out of your mouth anymore.
Do you tell him to fuck off?
Yeah, so that's what happened there.
Good.
Yeah, I had it with all the negative talk. Oh, it's lucky I tune in to hear the
Aren't you banned? Wait a second. What the fuck are you doing here? I heard you're banned.
2499. I got to tell you, if I had a choice, I'd have to go 2499. No way, no doubt in the world. That is one of the most. I love that watch. We got super chat from Patek Philippe, $5. J. Anthony, and let the fucking guy speak for once. Rolex 65. Let's call it up so he knows what it is. 65.
It's the original Milgauss versus the what is that? The Explorer? I can't remember what that is.
Versus the 6350. Speak.
Yeah.
Speak.
Okay, actually, give the man full screen and let's hear his opinion.
This is an unpopular opinion. I would get a triple calendar instead. I wouldn't pick either one of these. But between these two, I think the 6441, because if I remember right, it has a rotating bezel on it. And it's just cool. The original Milgauss. The Explorer, you can get a modern one that looks very similar. But the honeycomb is really cool. So, unpopular answer. Just give me a triple calendar.
Jay Anthony, I got a question for you, man. Remember you showed those instruments you had from the submarine? They have connectors on them. Have you ever tried to put power to them and see if you can get them to light up and stuff?
Actually, true story. They are powered right now, and they do light up. It just would be weird to show on camera. But I do have a depth gauge down there that does light up. That is actually very interesting.
What color does it light up? What color does it light up?
So I don't know if this camera will reach, but if you actually, I have a picture of one I just took on my phone. I'll show you. It's like a yellowy color.
You're awesome, man.
Hello, Bear.
Here.
I heard you're banned, by the way. Why are you here?
Yeah, that's what I'm watching the show.
That's cool. I like the way they light up. It'd be cool if they lit up red, like red.
The way they work. You could. It's to go with the light bulb. So there's a panel. I've taken them apart. They're really cool inside, but they basically just have things that capture the light. So if I put a red light bulb in it, it would light up red for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, who makes them? Do you know the company that makes those?
I do, actually. Bendix, Henschel, and what's the other one? Yeah, there are, I forget the name of the other one, but the U.S. Navy uses the same manufacturers for all their instruments. So if you wanted... Henschel and Bendix are the most common ones to buy from.
Wasn't Henschel like a German? Henschel was like a German company, wasn't it?
It's like HENSCHEL. So I know people on the show have.
Hey, Anthony, would you like to do the dungeon with Eddie? You and Eddie. You and Eddie. The dream team. Look, I just came on and apologise to Mike the Snake. Sorry, Jay Anthony. Can you put me full screen? Mike. Sorry, Jane. I just want to apologize to Mike the Snake. Archie.
It's all good, man. It's forgotten.
No. Look. I just want to apologize.
Why are you apologizing? You came to conclusion he spent more than 18,000, or
no? He spent 16,500. That doesn't. That's without the tax. Doesn't make
with the tax. It's more than 18.
They paid 16.
Yeah, but with tax, it's more than 18.
No, but 16. It goes to 11.
I see. I understand.
I'm having a changing of the guard today, Bear. Can I tell you something, Bear?
You can tell me anything you want, but you need to keep up with super chats.
Super chats. Where the Rodent 3.0 $5.
Super chat. Where the
Polite Killer Shiraz Voyager from Canberra area is one of my favorite wines in the world. Northern Rhone Veritals in Australia, Terra and Style. Thank you. Look, I went to my Dan Murphy's. They didn't fucking have it. But I got the seller releases. I thought you would appreciate seller releases. I thought you sent me a lot of money. Fuck it. I will buy some seller releases.
I think you've done well. I think you've done well. Just you're not drinking. I don't know what's the problem.
I am fucking pissed as a fart.
Come on! I don't believe that for a second.
You gotta drink it slowly, man. It's not. Archie's not alcoholic. He's just
slowly.
Jay Anthony, can I ask you a question? What do you think about this panel? What do you think's going on? You actually laugh after the stream? Be honest.
I'm a firm believer you are who you hang out with, and this is not my usual group of people to hang out with. So this is
we love you, Jay Anthony. We love you.
What did you say to yourself after the stream?
I like Jay Anthony. He's cool. Hey, Jay Anthony, because remember you talking about that movie Thomas Crown Affair? I watched that shit because of you, man.
Anthony, seriously, after the chat, what did you say to yourself? What did you say to your friends? So what the fuck was that, or did you say that was great? I would go back to the last one. Yeah, be honest.
I like that movie, man. That guy looks like Jay Anthony.
All right, Eddie.
Brosnan,
Eddie, give him a chance to respond, for fuck's sake.
Be honest, Anthony. But you speak your mind. What did you say to yourself or your friends?
Believe me, I always speak my mind, but I know this is recorded, so I got to watch my tongue. I would say, apart from all the bullshit banter and trash talk nonsense,
Eddie, be quiet.
Eddie, shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up, man.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Archie.
I'm tired of your ass, man.
Mute Eddie.
Archie, mute the fucker. We can't fucking talk to you.
Shut the fuck up. People, shut the fuck up.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's great.
This is the trashiest group of people I've ever met. I enjoyed the last chat. I appreciated Archie. We had a good watch collection, and now we're going off about all this stupid bullshit. Shut the fuck up. I don't talk about watches and cars. I don't care about your ancestry. I don't care about alcohol. Like,
hey, why haven't you got Mike for? Why haven't you got Julius? What did you think? Tell me, be honest, Jay Anthony. What do you think right now?
I think most of the talk on this particular conversation has been garbage, but I appreciate the random watch talk. I appreciate the car talk. And the last stream we did, I really enjoyed talking with Bear and with others about just kind of like watch stuff. I mean, most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just buy stuff because it's expensive.
See, you know what I like about you, Jay Anthony? You're not a simp. You speak your mind. There are a lot of people that come on this panel. I won't mention anyone, hello Mike, who are just simps. There's no pushback. You engage, Archie. When you're on, the IQ level goes up. Then we get Eddie and Mike.
She's lit.
Right?
I'm not no fucking simp, man.
I mean, look, here's the deal. I think most of this has honestly been a waste of my time, but I really appreciate it.
No, this is gold. No, you've got me engaged with Eddie.
Honestly, it's just too much with both me and Eddie. I'm out for today.
No, man, you're good.
Mikey.
No, don't go.
Oh, we lost Mikey. See, Eddie, what
hey, that wasn't my fault, man. I can't control what he does, man.
Gee, man, that wasn't nice, Eddie.
I just want to tell you.
We got Frank the Tank $5. Eddie, how do you know? Eddie, how do you know Diego? He has a Daytona like yours.
Okay. What about?
Okay, next super chat we got GB20 Max Jay Anthony. Will you hire Eddie? He is an IT professional.
I run a engineering organization. I don't have any IT roles, unfortunately.
See, I would have guessed you as an engineer. You're very pragmatic, right? And a lot of engineers think the way. One sec, Eddie. One sec. You think like an engineer, right? Very logical, very pragmatic. I would have guessed that.
What about you? What are you?
I live in my mother's basement.
He runs a chicken shop.
No, be proud of what
you do. You can save more money that way. I think I was telling Archie, you got to cut your expenses. So if you're
listen. Be honest. He works in a chicken shack. Okay, he sells
I make chicken burgers,
fried chicken shit, and burgers and whatever. Don't be ashamed. It's an honest work, Narc. Seriously.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, I love it. Best chicken burgers in Melbourne. If you want to come to Melbourne, I'll make you a chicken burger. But Jay Anthony, I just want to say, all jokes aside, you're a gold.
He's awesome.
No, fantastic. I'm starting to watch the Archie stream again. It was terrible before, but you coming on, well, how would you describe him, Bear? How would you describe him here?
Intellectual.
Intellectual. We need an intellectual.
Watch enthusiast, a little bit geek like us, so we can relate. And fire.
He doesn't live beyond his means like Arch. He offers great advice.
He's like an opposite, everything opposite from Arch. He's
great hairline, great hairline, great hairline.
Thin, good-looking, successful, wealthy.
Is this a dating show? I like pina coladas and walk on the beach. Where's this going?
Anyway, I'm off. That's all I have to say, Jay Anthony.
No, I appreciate the straight talk too. I'm always happy to answer a direct and honest question. And
by the way, Narka, not to change the topic, but why are you banned?
Barber.
Oh, really? Why? What's the problem?
He wanted me to apologize. Me and Nick to apologize to OC and Curly.
But why don't you?
I said, "Go fuck yourself." Then he goes. We got upset and he goes, "Nick, I'll pay you $5,000 to ban this fucker." I go, "Again, go fuck yourself." All right,
$5,000?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Sorry, Jay Anthony. I know this is beneath you. This is beneath you. Look, I don't want to discuss this.
I just
Jay
want
Anthony.
to comment. If it's a $5,000, you are the second highest paid ban in the history of Archiverse. You do know I'm the highest.
Yeah, right? I know. Look, I don't do right. I just want to say, Jay Anthony, thanks for coming on and helping Arch. I'm starting to watch this straight. When you're on, I'm going to watch. See you later.
You're very kind.
That's a big compliment. I mean,
why are you leaving, man? Why did you leave?
Because of you, Eddie. You see, everyone left because of you.
Hey, fuck it, don't say that, man. Don't say because of me. I don't fucking control what you do, man. I don't control what these motherfuckers do, man.
You intimidate us, man.
How the fuck do I intimidate? What did I do, man? What the fuck? Stop blaming me for your shit.
What do you do? Archie, tell him
what did I do? What the fuck are you mad at me for? What the fuck, man?
We're having a gag, man. Just relax.
Why are you fucking mad at me, man? What did I do, Bear? What the fuck are you mad at me for, man?
Chill, man. It's a joke. Archie, take over the
man, I'm nice to you and everything, and you fucking turn on me like a piece of like a fucking snake, man. What the fuck, man?
Who turns on you, man?
Relax.
These motherfuckers, man. What did I do, man? You don't know what shit I go through, man. Motherfucker, I'm just trying to come and see my friends and shit, and this how you motherfuckers, this how you act, man. I don't treat you like shit.
We need a break,
I don't be like, it's because you fucking left, man. I don't say.
Thank you. Super chat.
He doesn't know what to. He just needs to stop. Just enjoy the. He's got everything working for him. He just needs to be appreciative. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Big boy, let's see the super chat. That's my favorite hobby.
We got a super chat here. We got a super chat here from Ryan Hoffery, $2 for Jimmy, Marcus Mandel, Patrick B, Fucknark, Douche.
Ooh, that's so nice. I don't like that. Come on, Ryan Joffrey. That's so nice, man. That's so nice.
That's so nice. And we got another super chat here from Rodent 3.0, $5. I am one of the lowest paid panelists in the history of this channel.
Is that true, Archie?
No, he's possibly.
Yeah, maybe. Oh wow, this is a big super chat from Fat Ben, my man.
Fat Ben! $50, 50 pounds. There, keep big boy focused, man.
I'm trying, Big Ben.
Absolutely, Bear. Absolutely. We've absolutely loved that, you know. That's what we need to do, Bear.
Go back to Watch Talk with Jay Anthony. That's the best.
I got to tell you, Jay Anthony, seriously, how many high-end super luxury watches is enough? 1, 2, 3. What is enough? What is enough? What is enough?
I don't think you need any of them, if we're being really honest. I think I'm grateful for the ones I have. To me, the watches are about the story. So if I had to get rid of everything I have now and keep one, I'd probably keep my Omega Speedmaster because I saw my grandpa wearing it when I was a kid and it made me want watches. It's like, what's the connection to it?
What would you do if you were $45,000 in credit card debt, no savings?
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess who is he describing?
What I would do is I would sell off any liquid asset I have that I don't need, and I would pay off all the debt, and I would find the best way to live below my means.
How do you feel about that?
You're hypothetically saying someone on this channel, I would Flick the BMW, buy a used Toyota Corolla. I would sell off the watch collection, get myself a nice Seiko that I like.
It's got tax problems because they've claimed 5 years depreciation. They had a COVID incentive. I've claimed 5 years depreciation in 1 year. So if I sell it, I got to pay tax on any income that comes from the car. It'll kill me.
So
and I'm also upside down. I'm upside down on the financing because I owe more than the car's worth.
Is that the 45K you owe, or that's just in general?
No, that's in additional. The 45Ks on credit cards.
So that's high interest. So I would sell most of your watch collection.
13%. I got low rate. Low rate, fuckers. Low rate.
That
what are you drinking coffee for? What are you mixing drinks now? That's not good for you. Stick with wine.
I can use the HELOC to pay the cards off. What do you think of that idea? HELOC. Home equity line of credit.
I think that's the wrong kind of fire. I think you need a fire sale. Flick it all. Pay off the debt. Pay off the credit card debt first. Take any remainder you have. Put it in a high yield savings account. Put it into a mutual fund, whatever the fuck. But have it earn interest versus paying interest.
I want to wear gold watches. I don't want to be anybody. I want to wear solid gold watches and be fancy-wancy in my BMW. As I sip my latte at Starbucks.
Get over it.
Big thank you once again big thank you to Fat Ben for a really, really generous super chat. And now we have a next super chat from GB. Thank you, GB.
GB, 20 max, sell the beach apartment, AC3.
Yeah, but that's the only good investment. That's the only fucking thing that makes me money. Yeah, get some more wine, big boy. That's right. Let's get some more wine. What are you doing?
I'm just painting with the wine, okay?
He's painting with the wine. J. Anthony, you obviously knew Archie before you appeared on a live stream panel. Did your opinion change in any way? Is he exactly as you expected him
boring,
to be?
Bear. He doesn't believe in finance. He doesn't
He
like
believes in finance. Let him answer the question, please.
Straight answer?
Boring, Bear.
Straight, yeah, of course, man. Always straight. Archie takes it straight as it is. Don't worry about it. He loves it.
So straight answer, I like him better having talked to him live, and I would actually appreciate. I would take a one-on-one conversation with him out of his bullshit filth and talk to him man to man. I think he's a good guy, and I like him. That's a straight answer.
Bravo.
Hey Archie, have you ever put wine in your fountain pen and try to write with it?
Why would you do that?
I've done that once. It
Any
doesn't
good?
work. No, it doesn't.
No,
It's like it's kind of cool though. If
writing with water.
I was trying to make some ink because I didn't have any ink, and I ordered some ink, and then I was like, then I figured out, man, you could buy the printer inks and use them in your fountain.
I wouldn't do that. Patek Philippe, super chat from Patek Philippe. Archie,
we got super chats. Patek Philippe, $2. Jay Anthony, what's your next Patek?
I've almost bought a 5123 a couple times. They just seem to the word cheap sounds bad. They seem very affordable.
They're a great watch. It's the officer's watch.
Yeah. And then I really would like. I think you used to have one of these. I forget the model number. Was it a 5035, something like that? But it's a perpetual annual calendar.
Oh, but they're a little bit small. They're an annual calendar, 5035.
Yeah, I kind of like those. I could have had one for 16K a couple weeks ago, but missed it.
Sorry, how much?
16,000. I couldn't believe how cheap it was, but I missed it. Not that 16K is cheap, and no financial advice, but for those, it was really cheap.
The problem is they are a bit small. That's the only problem, okay?
Are they 36 or 37? I can't remember.
37, but they wear like a 36.
So it's like the Daytona. It doesn't wear like the size it is.
We have a super chat from a Chicken Shack supervisor, daytime, one and only Narc. Thank you, Narc, for your super chat.
Here we go, Narc. We got $5. This is for Jay Anthony and Mike the Snake. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I like that narc. I like that HR guy. What happened to HR? Where is that guy?
He's going to fire some people. He's discussing your situation as well. So tomorrow he will be back.
I like HR, man. He's fun, man. He's a smart. He's funny. He really got like whenever he like make people laugh, man. He makes fun of people.
Yeah. Super chat from Jim Tingler, Archie. Roden 3.0.
3.0 Gin Tingler, $5. Open a balance transfer credit card. Also, you only need $44,995 to pay off the credit cards. Thank you. How does he know this shit?
He's a Jim Tingler. What do you mean? How does he know this shit? Come on, Archie.
Yeah. There's some really asshole comments in this side chat. I'm enjoying this. You guys are a bunch of pricks.
Patek Philippe, $2. J. Anthony, Ferrari 360 Modena or Lange Datograph?
I don't like the 360. I'll be honest. The last Ferrari that I liked like that was the 355.
I like the 360 when it was a gated shifter. If you can get a 360 as a gated shifter, but most of them are F1 transmissions.
You are correct. And there's a company in Texas that converts the F1s into manuals, and they did a challenge.
Actually, do you watch that Normal Guy Supercar? That guy's a bit of a scammer, the guy who does that.
No, I didn't know.
You watch Normal Guy Supercar? You watch that guy channel, Normal Guy Supercar?
I don't know that, no.
You must, because he does that. He's helped with that business. He's
EAG.
I would say, look, you know what? I would go, Patel. I would go for the Lange because the Ferrari maintenance would scare the fuck out of me. Ferrari and maintenance.
In the next super chat, we have a typical Archiverse financial advice coming from none other than Frank V. Super chat from Frank V.
There we go. Frank the Tank, $5. Arch. When you die and you still owe money, it means you have gained in life because you spent more than you ever had. So go hit the HELOC, big boy.
That's right.
What happens if I get a HELOC and put it back into the mortgage so I don't actually use it? I just have it there as an emergency.
This is the worst financial advice.
Mortgage, man.
Jesus Christ.
Think of that idea.
The funny
What is
part
that,
is
Archie? What are you talking about? What
she
is
really
that, like
considers these kind of
mortgage?
things. She's not even joking. That's the thing.
Get rid of all this shit.
Super chat from Patek Philippe. Thank you, Patek Philippe.
Patek Philippe, $2. J. Anthony, Patek 5270 or 99 1.2 GTR 3 RS. Fuck it, get the Porsche. You'd have. Oh.
You're hitting me in the gut. That is my favorite Patek. However, I actually would take the 991.2 and spend that money on a 997. And I would ideally get a GT2 RS, but I know it's not that price point. But I get a 997. You get the hydraulic steering. To me, it's more raw. That's my answer. I want manual steering. I want a full gauge cluster on this digital shit, and I want a proper manual transmission, not a converted PDK. That's my answer.
My favorite Porsche is the 964.
I don't want Eddie to feel left out. Can we have a super chat for Eddie? Question for Eddie, please. Can we have a super chat question for Eddie, guys? Please. Keep going, Nazi. Keep going. Run the show, big boy.
Run the show. Thank you so much there. I got to tell you, 52. Let's have a look at that. 5270. Let's call that fucker up on the screen here. So a 5270. What does it look like? Patek 5270. It's a perpetual calendar chronograph. One of the greats of all time. Do you want it on a bracelet? Do you want it on a strap? What would you? I love this blue dial on the strap personally. What do you like?
I want the green dial. And yes, it's beautiful. On strap.
It is gorgeous, actually.
And let's have a look at the Porsche. The Porsche. This is a very special car.
Well, that's the Vice.
You know, I don't even know if you...
Yeah. He meant a GT3. This is the GT2. This is rear-wheel drive. Or, yeah. Well, the GT3 is rear-wheel drive too, but that's the turbo. He wants the standard one. I like these better too. That's a pretty one.
We got a super chat, little Dave,
Patek
$2.
is a better choice. Patek is a better choice. Thank you, Archie. Read it.
So the problem with these Porsches is they have
There
the
we go.
center lock wheel, which means you have to go to the dealer to even change the freaking tire because you need a special wrench to get those wheels off.
They come with that wrench, man.
Archie,
They
speed
come
it
with that
up.
socket.
Super chat's coming fast.
We got a
and
super
furious,
chat
Archie.
here, little Dave. Paul Ferrari Rosa Fiorano. That's what do you think of that? As ruby red, it's a ruby red Porsche Ferrari.
Okay, Archie, you and I
Fuck,
fit
look at
in
that
the
ruby
Lambo.
red. What do you?
Can we fit in this one, Archie? Can we fit in this one?
No,
Fuck
no,
it. Fuck it.
Yeah, you
no.
can.
We cannot.
Can we,
cannot.
Eddie?
We got a super chat. Patek Philippe, $5. Eddie man, you know Russian watching you, man. He didn't like you cause cozying up to his girl, man.
That wasn't his girl, man.
Is he still in
Hey,
jail?
Yeah, Russia's locked up, man. I don't know why he got locked up.
Aren't you Russian?
I don't want to talk
Eddie,
about it.
Eddie, aren't you Russian?
Yeah.
So he's Russian too?
Yeah, that was my friend, man.
What do you mean was? Isn't he your friend still?
No, he's still my friend. I just don't see him, you know. I talk to him sometimes. He calls me sometimes.
Do you visit him?
No, because it's too far, man.
Did you steal his girl?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
not his girl.
Super chat from Frank.
Hey, he likes when I talk about, like, when I tell him about that girl, man. She was funny, man.
Super chat from
We
Frank.
got a super chat
from
here.
Frank
Frank the Tank, $2. Eddie, can you demonstrate how to hotwire a car, man?
You can't hotwire these new. Well, you can with these new cars. They got a special. You got to have the software. They got like if you get the computer, like the outside, and you have the key software. That all you got to do is plug in one of these. You got to plug in. You know what I'm talking, like the OBD connector.
Can you do full screen
steal,
for Eddie
I've seen how they steal Beamers in Russia, Archie. These guys, they got like a little computer
full
that
screen
plug
for
into
Eddie.
They got like a computer that plugs into the OBD2 port, and they plug in this thing. They go click, right, and then there's like it connects to the computer, and all they gotta do is say make key, and then they can create a new. They can make a key right away. You don't even need the key to the car. They just if they have this proper software, it will generate a key. And then they drill out your. That's what they do, man. They drill out your lock on the door. They drill out the lock, and then they put a screwdriver in and pop the thing so they don't break. So you don't have to break the window. Less damage. Then they get in your car. They plug in the thing, and then they basically go on the computer, and it automatically interfaces with the. They say make key, and that's it. It duplicates it creates a key, like using a special code. I don't know if they could do it now because I know they upgraded a lot of that stuff, but a lot of the Hyundais, they don't even have immobilizer shit now. They're cheap.
Why would you steal Hyundai, for fuck's sake?
They steal them because they're easy to steal. They don't have the immobilizer chips, man. All they gotta do is put power
for joyride, eh? For joyride.
All they gotta do is put power to it. On older cars, all you gotta do is break the wiring loom open. And then you got to break the steering column lock, so you can turn the steering wheel when the keys lock. They break the column lock, and then all they got to do is take the wires, splice in the power wire, and then connect.
Is there any way to prevent? Is there any way to prevent this?
Keep your car in a safe spot, man. Don't attract attention. Don't leave nothing in your. See, people don't understand. They bring the shit upon themselves sometimes. Thieves are like wolves. They look for the weakest target, man. The easiest target to
basically like archivers.
See, Archie, man, I feel sorry. I feel bad for him that they did that to him. That was really bad. But he's like, I'm leaving. Somebody knew. Whoever did that shit.
Oh,
they knew.
for sure.
I don't want to talk about it because he gets really depressed about. I don't want to talk about it. But anyways, listen.
I appreciate that, Eddie. Thank
you. We got a super chat here. GB20 Max. We got a super chat. GB20 Max. Eddie, go visit him in the Pokemon.
That's not funny, man. It's not no. That's not what they do there, man. They don't do that kind of shit, man. That's back
GB
in the
doesn't
day.
know. He doesn't know. GB doesn't know.
Anyway, listen, listen to this. Like, if you don't, you get your car stolen, don't leave nothing in your car. Don't leave nothing out. Everything must be closed. Don't put don't make it attractive to thieves. Because man, they could break your window and look if they see something. That a window's not cheap to repair, man. If they break your rear window, that's a very expensive window, man. The windshield, nobody's gonna break your windshield to break in your car. All they gotta do is break the window. People put rims on their cars and shit. Those rims, they want to steal the rims, man. It's Chicago, they steal. They cut catalytic converters off car. They did it to my Jeep one time. And the other day by my house, I woke up in the middle of the night. I hear something going. I'm like, I look out the window and I see these guys. They were stealing a catalytic converter right in front of my house from some. The target is the Toyota Prius.
Shit.
Sorry,
Eddie, we got super chats coming now for J. Anthony. Archie, can we get J. Anthony on the screen? This is from Patek Philippe.
Patek Philippe. We've got J. Anthony, full screen for J. Anthony. J. Anthony, Gen 1 NSX or an Aquanaut?
NSX.
So one of the biggest regrets
Don't break
I
my
have
heart,
in my life.
Anthony. Don't break my heart.
One of the biggest regrets I have in my life is when I bought that Corvette, that C5 Corvette. The NSX was cheaper, and I was going to buy the NSX, and I'm like, it's a V6, it's slow, it runs like a high 13 and a quarter. I thought it was a joke. I didn't buy it, and I could have had it for like $25,000, and now they're super collectible. So I hate myself for that. But NSX over Aquanaut any day of the week. It's a very mechanical, very manual car. I would get the supercharger on it. I think it'd be great. However,
you broke my heart.
I would actually, though, not buy that at all. I would buy an R33 or R32 Skyline GTR with an RB26 twin turbo. So,
I think you are more passionate about cars than watches. I said the same thing to Archie. I think both of you are more into cars than watches.
Hey, J. Anthony, the Corvette is not as exotic as the Acura, even though the Corvette has got more power and all that stuff. It's not considered exotic.
I agree with you. And so I'll say something really unpopular to piss off all the Honda people. The Honda to me is boring to drive compared to a Corvette. So the Corvette has no weight over the rear wheels. It has a shitload of torque. It'll step out on you. I remember doing 70 on the highway, put mine in third gear, and my back end went out like 45 degrees, and I almost spun off just trying to do a low acceleration. The NSX is mid-engine. It's neutral. It's slow. It's a very safe car, and I don't like safe cars, but it sounds nice and it's beautiful. I'll give it that.
Give me a Skyline. From Frank. This is again for Anthony.
Oh boy, it's like Christmas.
Super chat from Frank the Tank, $2. Anthony, how do you like your wild circus? How do you like our wild circus?
Properly.
Anthony, how do you like our wild circus in Archieverse?
It is wild is a good way to put it. I like the car and the watch talk. The rest of this is not how I typically spend my day chatting. So it's, I don't know, figuring it out.
Oh, we improved it. We were crazier maybe a month ago. It was actually considered to be really toxic. This is now considered to be very mild and watch oriented.
Well, thank you for classing it up for me. I'm very honored. I know.
You got it, sir. You are a big part of classing it up. You're a big part of it. We have another super chat, Archie. This is from Jake Brooks. Do you know who Jake Brooks is, Archie?
Yes, he paid for the Chinese food.
That's right. He treated us in New York. That was my favorite dinner. And I knew exactly how to distribute the pork. Thank you, Archie. Read the super chat.
Jake Brooks, $10. Jant, J-A and people, Lambo, Espada, or Ferrari 356. I've been a huge Espada fan. You know, that's a vicious fucking car. The Espada is like the thinking man's. The Ferrari 356 GTC/4. These here, I love them. They're like the Daytona in many ways, aren't they? They are these are Daytona or not? These are a Daytona, aren't they, or not?
Yeah, it is a Daytona. Let me see it.
They are a Daytona. These are the Daytona or a Lambo.
I've seen one in the world.
Lambo Espada. The Espada has always been the thinking man's family man's Lamborghini. Look at these fucking things.
I would take these.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at that.
They're cool. They're cool too. I like the both of them are cool.
Why would you take Espada, Anthony?
I like the look of it better. To me, the Ferrari, that generation, they're beautiful cars, and that to me is the least successful Ferrari look of that generation, where this car is cool. And I like the whole Lamborghini story where he basically tried to one-up Ferrari and just kind of screw him over in his own game. So to me, the early days of Lamborghini are just interesting. And so I like this. I like the Mira. I like the fuck off the Ferrari point. And growing up in Detroit, I would probably just buy a Ford GT40 as my favorite car from that era instead. But these are cool.
Oh, you were growing up in Detroit. I love Detroit. Are you a Lions fan? Are you a Detroit Lions fan?
They were crap when I was growing up, so I haven't really been into them lately, but I hear they're doing much better.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Detroit, we were crap for a long time, but things have improved. Thank you, Jay Anthony. We have a super chat from Top 1999.
We have a super chat from Tap 1999. Ford Bronco Raptor or Defender? Actually, you know, the new Defenders, I know they are garbage, but fuck, they look sexy as fuck.
Why are they garbage, Archie? They're nice cars.
So, full transparency, my daily driver is actually a Ford Bronco. I have a Ford Bronco Sasquatch with a 6-speed manual transmission that was a custom order, and I love it to death.
Nice.
I like the Defender, but the Defender to me is too luxury for me, and it can come with a manual. I like mine more agricultural. So give me an old Defender, sure, but the current one to me is it's a really nice luxury car. But I have a Bronco Sasquatch that I love.
Very nice.
Hey, do you like the Aston Martin, the Vantage, the older one? Like the
I like the one from
what's the running cost on the Raptor like, the Bronco Raptor?
So I don't have a Raptor because they don't have the manual in it.
Sorry? Drop the link
I didn't buy the Raptor because
Eminem. Eminem is coming on.
How tall are you, Jay Anthony? Are you roughly 6 feet?
I'm 6'3".
How are you going to fit in a GT40, dude?
Hey, Don.
Another 40. Hey, man, I fit in my M Roadster gangster style with the seat leaning back at like a 45-degree angle. You'll make it work for the right car.
You'll have a Dan Gurney bump too, but I still think you might be too tall. I'm also that height, and I couldn't fit in it easily.
Hey,
I remember Jezza making comments that only the new Ford GT fit in.
Yeah, the new one is fine, the original.
We're classy as fuck right now. We have a Doc on. We have Jay Anthony. We're classy as fuck.
I know we're talking.
I appreciate that, although
We're
I don't know about
here.
that.
Patek Philippe, Jay Anthony, LM002 or Marbach's G650 Landau. So let's have a look at these.
Easy.
This is the Lambo GM002.
LM002.
That is
V12 manual. It's got the Countach V12 and a manual transmission, and it goes off road. What more do you want in a car? It's ridiculous. It's impossible to keep serviced. You can't buy tires for it. It's a nightmare, but it's cool.
Yeah, the tires, man. The tires are hard to find for that car.
Versus the Maybach. What do you think of this
Maybach
here?
Sure. This should be like a 4x4 squared comparison. That's the one what was the squared one? That's the cooler one.
Hey, that G-Wagon is a crawler, man. Those things are fucking, they could crawl up really high, like high steep.
You see Whistling Diesel? He blew one of these things up doing that.
I will be back. I've been drinking that wine. I need to take a wee-wee. I'll be back in 1 minute. I've been drinking 3 glasses.
All right.
The G-Wagon is, you know how they made them like real feminine and shit inside because a lot of women buy them or guys buy them for their girlfriends, like rich guys. But that car is really, really like the 4x4 system on there. It's got the differential locks and all that.
Yeah, no, I have it on my Bronco too. You have front and rear lockers and a center lock. What's with all the toxic masculinity? Everybody's really insecure on here. Side note.
What is it called? You can get an ML with the same spec as this car, but it would cost you a lot of money. You could get the same transmission without, not the 4MATIC, the actual locking differential stuff. You can get all that stuff that'll fit the ML, but then you have to order it spec, and it would be like fucking extremely expensive.
This is a men's guarding your own wallet channel. I didn't know if you knew that, but you might as well know now.
Who put up the BMW graphic with the E36 M3, the E46, and the E? Actually, looks like a one E90. It's hard to tell our one series.
That is I.
I
do this
appreciate
thing
your style.
where I bring in avatars and I just kind of modify them to have the name BBW in there. Look who we have here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
E36 is my favorite gen.
Really? More? Oh, because you had one, didn't you?
Well, I have an M Roadster now, which is a 36-7, and then I used to have an E36 4-door 5-speed. E46 is beautiful too. Don't get me wrong. But what do you like BMW?
Jay Anthony, we have a question.
Because I have a 46, so that's just my thing.
No, M3? What do you have?
Jay Anthony, we have a question
M3,
from
E46.
David. Do you have an Instagram?
I do. Yes, I do. I changed it because people were stalking me at work, so it has a different
goodness! Look who's here! Look who's the Godfather is here. What's your Instagram, Jay Anthony?
I'll put it in the chat right now.
Godfather.
The Watchfather.
The Watchfather.
10 football, 7-1.
You know Jay Anthony, eh?
10 years ago he was on.
Yeah. He's a great YouTuber. Great YouTuber.
Yes, I know.
And he's back. He's back.
I like cars too and motorcycles.
Yeah,
I have a BMW M4 Competition X-Drive.
Nice.
25, yeah.
Competition says the higher horsepower with the dual. Actually, it's an automatic now. They went back to the ZF.
They did.
Right?
They did because there's so much torque that it needed it. And the X-Drive is awesome. And 25, they upped the horsepower to 523. It's nice. But my Ducati Street Fighter V4 is faster. It's like a rocket fit on the side, that bike.
My friend has a CSL. He loves it. The current Gen 2. I've been looking at a G80 with the manual, but they only give the low horsepower one with the manual transmission.
They did, and there was a reason for that. It'll destroy the differential if you give it a high horsepower, unless you upgrade the clutch, which you can get a tune on it really easy.
Yeah.
And what we do is you do a piggyback tune because BMW will brick your ECU if you don't do the piggyback tune, and then you have to make sure if you do that, you upgrade your radiator, your downpipe, and your intake manifold. If you do those three things, you can probably get about 600 horsepower out of a tune really easy with a rear-wheel drive one. But you might have to upgrade your clutch so you won't fry it.
That sounds like the typical BMW recipe. You have cooling issues. You have rear differential issues like my E36 has because they'll rip out the rear subframe. They have all sorts of those. That's a tradition.
I have a speed shop called Thai Speed in Jacksonville, New Jersey. It does all that shit for you if you want to get creative. I mean, it'll cost you.
Did you reinforce your subframe?
But it'll be done right.
Big boy, get to work, big boy. We have a new guest. We have a super shot. Get on it, big boy.
Fantastic to see you. Donnie, bro, look what I'm wearing today, Donnie.
Your Breguet. You're wearing your Breguet.
Gold Breguet. You know what? I prefer this to my Patek World Time.
I don't blame you. It's a better watch.
This is so cool. I mean, it may not, people may not support me. This is a beautiful rose gold. I love the center. It looks like a double split, but it's not a double split. You know what I mean? It's sort of.
If you have another glass of wine, people will like your watch even more, Archie.
Okay, we got a super chat here. We did the Raptor, we did the Lambo, we did the J. Anthony. Here we go. Patek Philippe, $2. J. Anthony, favorite dial on the Mega Speedmaster. Seamaster, 300.
That was the other watch I just sold that I forgot about. I had the 251 or what is it? 253180, the Pierce Brosnan watch with the wave dial, the original wave dial. I like those, but they've aged and they all look faded out now.
Hey, Archie, did you see? Oh, sorry, man.
No, go ahead. Yeah. I'm traditional.
Hey, Archie, did you see that new Omega? It's called a Dark Side of the Moon.
It's been out for a while, my friend. That's a great watch. Great watch.
Get one like that.
Look at this wave dial. I like the black wave dial. What's your favorite color in the world?
It was just a question for
David,
Jay Anthony.
$3. Jay Anthony. David, J. Anthony, do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. It's @Anthony_Okami, which is Japanese for wolf. Don't ask me. I'll put it back in the chat.
Here we go. Patek Philippe, $5. Donny Haines, congrats on the Ducati, bro. Breguet Marine or Blancpain 50 Favant? Actually, good question. How would you stand on that, Donny?
Congrats on Ducati,
I would
man.
definitely
That's
go
cool.
with the Breguet over the Blancpain. The Blancpain has click spring issues on the bezel, and they don't replace it under warranty because that's considered an external part, and they're real cunty about that, and they always break the click springs. They also have problems with the date change on the movements. And it's hilarious that the more sporty Blancpain is more delicate than the Breguet.
Hey, Donnie, you know about watches, man. What's the 4130 Rolex Daytona? How is that move? Is that movement reliable? Is it like
the new ones?
No, the fake one. The fake one, Donnie.
Well, not the fake ones, man. I'm talking about
The newer.
4130.
All right, so listen, the newer 35 movements are better than the older ones. So the new one has a Chrono Energy escapement that gives you 70-hour power reserve, and it's more accurate. The older movement had 11 parts that were replaced under Rolex because they were lemons over its lifetime. So Rolex fucked up 11 parts and quietly fixed it over time.
What were the parts?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. How anal do you think? I mean, geez.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, come on, dude.
Next super chat, big boy.
Next super chat we have here is Frank the Tank, $2. Anthony, your views on electric vehicles. They suck!
Well, that's your
Anthony,
view.
your turn, Anthony.
Electric cars.
So full transparency, I want to like them and I hate them. So I almost bought a Model 3 Performance a little while ago, and they are fast. But they're once you get over the speed of them, which is fun for about 30 seconds, there's really nothing else about them that's that interesting. So no offense to them, they're great cars if you don't like cars, but it's basically an iPad glued to the dashboard.
Yep.
It's disposable. I mean, it's like an iPhone. It's like after 4 or 5 years, they're not going to be worth anything. They have no long-term value. 50 years from now, nobody's going to miss them. We're in the early generations of them. They're only going to get better. And apart from being really fast, they're not engaging to drive. I'd rather have a slower car with a proper manual transmission to spend my time in.
Yeah,
John,
problem
Anthony, I want to ask you, would you swap what would you think would you rather have, a BMW i4 electric or a BMW 330i?
330i all day.
330i, you dumbass.
It's got the
We're going to next super chat, please. This is for Donnie.
Patek Philippe, $2. Don, should Archie take the Moser perpetual trade?
What's the Moser perpetual trade? You're going to get a
Describe the trade, Archie.
I was offered a Moser perpetual to swap for 3 of my watches: the Breguet Type 21, the JLC Master Compressor 18K, and the Zenith.
Hillbilly.
No.
Firm no from Donnie. Firm no from Donnie.
No. Moser is not a good brand right now. It is the most flipped watch brand in the industry next to Tudor. Okay.
Fuck Moser. That's right, Donnie. Next super chat again for Donnie from Patek Philippe.
Here we go. Patek Philippe, $5. Don, Archie has been referring to his car as an M. Can you please let him know what a real M car is? Thank you.
Well, he has an M Sports package. It's not an M car. The biggest difference in the M motors is it has a much better engine block that is on a closed deck instead of an open deck, which means that it's a much more structurally rigid block that doesn't have giant machining, like just eat out all the passages through cooling. It was cast that way, which is harder to do. So the structural integrity of the block is stronger. They also use stronger pistons, forged connecting rods, which are not always available in the 4-cylinder engines. They are on the B58 inline 6, though. That's a pretty good motor. That's a great motor. I don't know the parts that they're using on the 4 cylinders, though. I would definitely.
Well, basically, it's a B48. It's a B58 with 2 cylinders cut off.
No, it's a little different too. They're not giving you all the forged parts either, Archie. And they also have counter-rotating balancing shafts put in there as well. That's sucking engine power out on a 4-cylinder architecture, which they have to do. So it's technically a little bit different than you think. Okay, the S58 motors that they make now have just 2 turbochargers instead of like the twin scroll, and they're just built a little bit stronger. And the biggest difference is actually the way they do the cooling and the way they do the oil. Basically, the way they have the oil passages, there's like 10 more pickups throughout the oil pan for an M car that can handle higher G corners. Much better than a B58 or whatever is in Archie's. So you got better cooling, you got much better oil scavenging capability to give you higher G cornering, so there's no frothing and the engine doesn't basically get starved of oil if you're on a racetrack, which the M cars are designed to track. And also the M cars have external oil coolers. And another thing the M car does is they put
Wrap it up, Donnie. We got super shots, man.
Okay.
Beefier components also, accessories like water pumps. You like that water pump
water
business.
pumps. And they also put the convertible bracing on the coupes and shit for the M cars.
Very detailed, very informative. Super chat, big boy. Let's focus.
Patek Philippe, $5. J. Anthony and Don and Bear. Omega Ultra Deep versus Panerai Lab ID Lumina 1950 Carbotech.
Go ahead, J. Anthony. You're first to the list.
I like the Lab ID better. It has classic proportions. The Ultra Deep to me is thick and not in a good way. It's really thick.
I'm a big fan of it. I would definitely take the Panerai.
And I would take Panerai as well. We are all in agreement. Thank you,
Have a look at
Patel.
it.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
Lab
made out
ID
of carbon fiber.
Beauty. That's a beauty.
And
Look
the
how
What about
thick
the other
Ultra
one?
Deep-
What's the other one?
Look at the side profile on this thing. It's really fat.
Yeah, but it's light because it's Carbotech, so it's not going to weigh anything, so it's not as annoying.
Well, I used to. I mean, when I sold my Deeps because it just was too big. This looks like it would be really uncomfortable to wear. And look at the wrist shot.
J. Anthony, are you noticing all these comments in the chat? How much people are enjoying your presence on the panel?
They need to raise their standards. I'm not that interesting, but I'm very humble. Thank you.
I'm just telling you, the facts are facts. This is coming from Kessler. Kessler is one of the premier panelists, by the way, that we have when it comes to watch talk. I'm not being punny or anything. I'm telling you the fact. And he says he's enjoying the addition of J. Anthony. Please join more often.
I would agree.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I appreciate all the real car talk too. Thank you for humoring me. It's nice to hear people actually. I mean, we're talking about closed versus open deck. I can't have that conversation very often.
Well, you happen to have a Donnie here, Archie. They are big car fans. They love talking about the cars. Too bad Mike the Snake left. He loves the cars. But we have another super shot, and it's not about the cars, thank God, because I couldn't fucking care less about the cars.
That just means you drive a boring car. We can fix that.
Thank you. Archie!
Life's too short to drive boring cars. You realize that, right?
Hey, big boy! Super chat!
Super chat!
Super chat. We got a super chat in here. This is a beautiful super chat, and it's from Patek Philippe. $5. Tudor Black Bay Chrono, blue versus pink. Pull them both up, and yes, I agree with Bear. J. Anthony is a solid specialist. This is the Tudor Black Bay pink. Look at the pink.
Narc would call him A grade, I believe.
Oh,
yeah, for sure, A grade.
It's a cool watch, but I mean, is it really necessary?
Would you buy it at
Do you really need the pink one?
Well, it does have a Breitling movement, which is not fun.
Not fun?
No.
You're not fan of Breitling chronograph movements?
No.
The VR1's had some issues, yeah.
I mean,
but the question is, which one would you get, the pink or the blue?
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Oh, I definitely.
It's very what? Sorry, Donnie. It's not reliable.
Nope. So it's a
Why
columnar chronograph with a vertical clutch, but that's the end of the good news.
I've heard the same.
That's
actually.
good. That means it's gonna last for a long time.
A lot of dealers don't want the first couple of years of that movement. They're afraid to buy them and have a warranty on them.
Yeah.
Is my Breguet better than that, Donnie?
Completely different type of watch. Yes, much better.
Is your Breguet the Lamania based movement? Archie, I can't remember which one came in that.
It is a Lamania based movement, and it's got a slide lever. It's a little bit more robust. It's not a bad watch. The only downside to it is people have deferred maintenance and don't tend to service them every 5 years, which is really not a good idea with a chrono because they need a little bit more love.
This goes back to the whole point about people complaining that they should buy the automatic version of the Speedmaster earlier, which I totally disagree with. The manual line movement is more reliable, and I think it's prettier to look at, and it's a full-size case. I don't understand the automatic at all.
And it's more enjoyable.
Yes. You have to connect with your watch. You have to wind it every day.
Yes.
You guys get along so well.
Hey, it's been an amazing show with you today, Ben.
No,
It's been
no,
an
no,
amazing
no,
show
no.
with
You're
you.
not ending it yet. You're not ending it yet. We're having fun, Archibald. I told you, you end when it's boring. You end when it's boring. When it's fun, we keep going.
Keep going, of course.
And drink, and drink.
Actually, I got to take my son out later. He's going to a hospital appointment, but that's okay. It's okay. I got a little bit more time. We can spend some more time. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm glad
Donnie joined us. Donnie joined us.
Glad he's
10
got an
minutes ago.
appointment.
Come on, you gotta give an opportunity to Donnie to talk to punters.
Donnie knows his shit. Yeah.
Guys,
Donnie,
take advantage of this?
Donnie,
so
you got the BMW. Donnie's got an M4, beautiful car, and Jay Anthony's got a Z3, a vintage one.
Okay.
Donnie, did you even consider the 911, or you just does nothing for you?
In my country, they're extremely difficult to get. So the dealer, I went to 3 dealers. They told me no for a Carrera S or Carrera 4S. I could have bought a base 911 with a automatic transmission, and it would have been 20% to 15% dealer adjusted cunt markup. And I basically said, "Fuck off." Sorry, I'm cursing, but I'm not putting up with that shit. They have their noses high, and Porsche can suck my balls. I got so upset with them, I traded in my Macan S for my BMW, and I'm done with the brand forever.
That's right, Kessler.
They did the same crap with me. 10 grand minimum over sticker to get an allocation that I might get in a year and a half. And they want certain options on it. They were ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, you can't order it the way you want, which is complete bullshit. And they're like,
what options did you have to get? What options?
If you order a cheaper car.
They want to put all
your standing with Porsche. I'm the customer. It's my money, not your money.
Yeah.
What options they make you get?
They want you to buy like
Sport Chrono, and they want you to make sure you get like the active suspension and rear steering and all the shit that blows up and breaks all the time. And then they want you to get the full fucking leather. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Everything that makes the car more heavy and less reliable. They want to sell you.
Exactly.
Yep. Worse driving, more money. Yep.
More expensive, higher commissions.
Yep.
More maintenance because that rear steering is going to explode. And then those active springs. It's not a spring. It's actually an active hydraulic shock that is not funsies to replace like those things. The things only last about 50,000 miles, and then they're fucked. And they're like 3,000 a piece to fix, plus installation.
Can we just talk about? I mean, you have your own shop, Don. How ridiculous the maintenance is. So my neighbor has a 99 1.2 Carrera S with a manual transmission, midnight blue. And I thought about buying it off of him. Yeah. He took it in for an oil change and a tire rotation. It's a 2017. What do you think an oil change and a tire rotation cost on his car?
$500.
And a filter. And actually, he got a cabin filter too.
Well, that's
$2,500 at the local Porsche dealership.
Whoa, are you in the U.S. or are you in somewhere else?
I'm in Texas.
Do they have to drop the engine to do the oil filter or something crazy? I mean, what's going
No,
on?
that shouldn't be that bad.
The air filter, you have to take the bumper off to get to the back.
Oh my God, they didn't
yeah,
go that far. It's the air filter.
It's a German
Because
engineer.
they design it so that you got to take the bumper off for an air filter. That's fucking ridiculous.
Because they
There's no
can.
trunk anymore.
It's easier for them to build. And they're going to charge you to service it. So what do they care?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
like
can.
the old 911s, you would flip the little trunk lid up in the back and be able to get to that shit. The new ones, you gotta like take the fucking bumper off for everything.
You have to take the whole rear bumper cover off to do it. It's like the Audi service position. Take the whole front of the car off to do anything with it.
And
It's
that's
nonsense.
And the fucked up part is they could do it in about a half hour, but they charge you about 2 or 3 hours in labor.
Oh, amen. They round everything up. And if you want to do it yourself, I have a lift. Then if you lose one of those stupid screws, you're screwed. Or if you scratch it or whatever.
Oh yeah, they always give you those plastic connectors that explode when you
Like the one-time use clips. Yeah.
Yeah, one-time use clips.
Porsche quality.
You
No offense, I love
fucking
Porsche, but yeah.
No, I'm happy with BMW. They're just reliable. They, as long as you change your oil every 3,000 miles in an M car, you won't have a problem. The 10,000 mile oil change is going to fuck up your bearings big time.
BMW loves rod bearings, don't they? It started off with the E60 M5, and it's just become a tradition.
Well, it's not that it's a bad design. It's just they did 10 to 15,000 mile oil changes over the past 20 years. It just destroys motors. I mean,
I change my oil every 6,000, Donnie, but the car's saying 15,000. I do it every 6.
Don't do that. That's fine because you're not pushing it as hard. I mean, your heating is not as bad.
That's the other beauty of an M car. If you're driving an M, which is actually built for racing, and you're just driving it as a cruiser around town, you should be able to get some decent mileage out of that over the lifetime.
Yeah, as long as you change your oil on a regular basis. Like I recommend 3,000 to 5,000 miles on an M car. Just don't mess with it. Do it, and you can't really rotate your tires. And then there's aftermarket brake pads that are better than the BMW dust machines. What's really fucked up is they have a Brembo brake system, but they use a BMW fucking aftermarket pad that's not even Brembo, and it just makes tons of dust and squeaks, and they're just garbage. The front pads are $899, and the rear pads are like $600. I can get a whole set for about $850 to $899 from Thai Speed that uses a better compound. Has half the dust, better bite, and no squeaks.
Ceramic brakes.
Oh, those! You know how much those cost to replace? Eddie?
Those are like
That's like
20
$10 grand.
30 grand.
Yeah.
Ceramic brakes and the pads are ceramic.
That's Archie's Breguet to replace.
Yeah, it costs as much as a Tesla
You don't
Model
really
3 to
replace
replace
them
your
that
brakes.
often, though.
I'll take
Those
his
last a
Breguet.
long time. Ceramic doesn't burn up, man. It's real heat tolerant.
Actually, they do eventually blow up. It's bad. It's a very bad thing. And also, when you take the wheels off, they're more susceptible to damage because it's really easy to chip the brake if they hit the wheel on it. So you got to be careful who does it. And the dealers are cunts, and they'll charge you. They'll come up with some bullshit.
Super chat from Mobster.
Donnie, I don't know why I wasn't just happy with this simple collection here. This is perfect.
Archie,
That's all I needed.
super chat from Mobster.
Very nice.
Here we go. Super chat from Mobster, $2. Archie saves his used motor oil to resell on eBay.
and links. He takes
like
the links
pinching
off.
links. Like pinching links.
That's right.
Yes.
Pinching links.
Yeah, that's kind of a low-end thing to do. Don't pinch links, Archie. I mean, for an extra couple bucks, that's not cool. You got to give them the complete set.
Exactly.
What is the service cost on that, Archie?
Exactly right there,
Greg
guys.
Kinda is still
Have you ever had it
salty
serviced?
President without some of the links.
Sorry?
Greg
What's the
Kinda
service-
is still
service
salty. You
cost
sold him a Rolex President with missing some links.
I didn't sell him a president. I never sold him a president.
You sold him something. Was it the solid gold sub?
I don't know. I didn't take any links from him.
Okay.
Didn't you do the
Somebody
video
else.
teaching us how to
Links,
pinch the links? You had the whole video done about pinching the links.
What'd you do with the links,
Yeah, that's.
RG?
I try to get content. I gotta get content. I gotta do content. You know, otherwise I'm boring. This is always the situation. They get shitted off. I gotta try and create content.
I think it was the president, because I remember you called them midget wrists.
Yeah.
That sounds PC.
Dude,
I'm gonna have to leave soon, Bear. I
everything.
gotta leave. I gotta know, but we can leave it going, or I can cut it down, Bear.
Well, thank everyone that deserves to be thanked. There's a lot of people, from panelists to the supporters. It was a fucking amazing show. It was really enjoyable.
It was amazing. This was amazing, Bear. I want to thank Sam Davidson, Patek Philippe, MD Montreal, Patek Philippe, Mr. Zoso, Eads, Elds, Patek Philippe, Frank V, Patek Philippe, Showcase Watches. That's James, Showcase Watches, Patek Philippe, Ryan Hoffery, Patek Philippe, Bear Clooney Watches, Patek Philippe, Amazing Air Show Videos,